activism need to be about keeping these commandments.
This is not what I expected out of them. The true Bible, the book of our fathers.
Right. The Most High has given us guidance on what we need to do.
Talk to Eli. Talk to my son. Talk to Ezekiel.
Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters. Most High in Christ bless you all. Most High in Christ bless you. Welcome to the second edition of our program. This is the Bible, the book of our fathers, and we're in episode 2, or part 2. We're dealing with the topic of decadence, hatred, and judgment. A lot of things have been going on recently around the country. A lot of shootings. I know that's on people's mind a whole lot. And God is bringing his judgment on the earth. Now, I know a lot of, like I had to mention last week, a lot of times we bring things up and they don't really sound too good. So, we have to bring these things out. But before we get into that, let's put our disclaimer up. Let's get that thing going on. All right? Because we have to do this. Let's put it up. Our disclaimer.
Israel United in Christ. We are not a hate group. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a non-violent Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat, as stated in Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1, King James Version.
Now, this again, like we always have to say, it's a shame that we have to bring this up. We have to mention this because the truth of this, the truth that's coming out in this earth, that's coming out of this Bible, is hated by our enemies. Okay, so our enemies have slandered anyone that's teaching truth, and they have labeled them and tried to marginalize them into a hate group. Okay, so this is the reason why we have to say it, because some of our people will actually believe an enemy rather than believe their own brothers. All right, so I'm Bishop Yawasop. Let me go ahead and introduce the crew. I'm Bishop Yawasop. Come on.
Hey, Shalom Israel. I'm Captain Dakar.
Shalom Israel, Captain Saraya.
Shalom Israel, Officer Ezekiel.
Officer like him. Shalom.
All praise to the Most High. So here we are. You notice I'm noticing something. I think this. No, I think it's right. I think it's because I'm facing that way. I was thinking about this stereo effect. I'm noticing, but that's the way it is in the ears because we're facing the camera. The camera's going to actually. So the way you're getting it at home is proper. It's proper. Just had to think about that. So again, we're in the second part of our program, and we're dealing with decadence. We're dealing with hatred and judgment. So once again, I want to say to our brothers and sisters, our hearts go out to our people, even if they haven't repented. We still have have feelings for our people. We don't want our people to perish. The scriptures say that. Give me that in Peter's. Let's put some biblical words behind these statements. 2 Peter 3:9. 2 Peter 3:9. Let's read that.
2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise.
The promise that the Lord is going to bring his nuclear destruction to destroy all the wickedness on this planet. Okay, that's how it's going to literally start. It's going to start like that, and the nuclear bombs are the tools that's going to be used to do that thing. Read that again.
The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness.
The people that count slackness are our enemies, and they're and 2/3 of our people. They count slackness, meaning that the Lord is not going to do what he said he's going to do. Read.
But is long-suffering to usward.
He is long-suffering to all the nation of Israel. That's what he's talking about. Go ahead.
Not willing that any should perish.
Not willing that any of the Israelites should perish. So even of our brothers and sisters that don't even know who they are, God didn't mean for you to not get this truth either. But a lot of our people are rebellious and they don't want to turn. They don't want to change. Okay, so our hearts goes out to our brothers and sisters, and like I said in the last program. Especially in this situation in New York, the Buffalo situation, Some of the people that got murdered, we know them. Okay, so and one of them was actually close to one of the brothers that's up there right now. Okay, so I'm not gonna go any further into that, but it's a horrible thing. It's a tragedy, and none of us want to see any of our people perish or suffer. Okay, read that again.
The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness.
Come on.
But is long-suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
The only people that could repent is the Israelites. So that's letting you know who he's talking about. He's talking about the people who refuse to repent. The Lord is actually calling for them to repent as well, because he's not willing that any of us should die. But the prophecy said that 2/3 of our people will die. Okay? And when I say die, I'm not talking about in a death like what happened in Buffalo, or what happened in other areas. That's not the kind of death that I'm talking about, because people that die, because we could die tomorrow. Some of us could die tomorrow, could die for various reasons. That doesn't mean that you were wicked. Okay, my point is what Christ is talking about and what that Bible is talking about when he said not willing that any should perish, meaning perish through the second death, meaning perish when the Lord kills you for disobedience. Okay. That is a thing that's a terrible situation. So we pray that our people don't fall into that pocket. Okay, read on.
But that all should come to repentance. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
The day of the Lord is the nuclear destruction. That's what it's talking about. That's when the Lord gonna bring the death. Okay, read that statement again.
But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
And that's not the second death either. That part that I'm reading there. Okay, read it again. That's when the Most High is getting ready to just wipe America away. Come on, read it again.
But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
But the day of the Lord is going to catch our people off guard. That's what it's talking about, because they refuse to listen to when the prophets are teaching. We got people that were actually up there teaching in that very situation, trying to get our people to repent, trying to get our people to understand the importance of keeping God's laws. And some of our people are rebellious as hell, and they're going to pay for that. I pray that they learn. I pray that they get themselves together and stop rebelling against this warning from God. Okay, read it again.
But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
The heavens is talking about these kingdoms. These kingdoms meaning America, meaning the ruling kingdoms on this planet. That's what it's talking about. Where the kingdoms are going to pass away with a great noise, the noise of destruction, the noise of an explosion. That's what it's talking about. Okay, with a great noise. Go ahead. Boom, so you can understand. Read.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Because those missiles are going to bring fire. Okay, that's why I said the Lord will come with fire and his chariots like a whirlwind. All that's happening at the same time. Psalms 91 is talking about this same exact period. When this go down, Psalms 91 is going to be in effect. Okay, and it said what? Read that again, that statement.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
And the elements, meaning the people's bodies and the bricks and the cars, everything that's left here is going to melt with fervent heat. Okay? So that's the end of that, right?
No, sir.
Read.
The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
The works and everything therein shall be burned up. That goes along with Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. So this is letting you know what we're talking about here. All right, brothers and sisters. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. So now, like I said, we're dealing with decadence, hatred, and judgment. So we want to talk about decadence. Okay, this is part 2 of our series that we started last week. So we want to talk about decadence, and we looked up decadence last week, and it gave the definition to say that it is a moral or cultural decline as characterized by excessive indulgence in pleasure or luxury, meaning that frolic is on an all-time high, sin is on an all-time high, debauchery is at a whole all-time high, filthiness is on an all-time high. Okay, so we got it up there now. Put that up there. Okay. So that's what I was reading there. Okay, so as you can look at the similar dissipation, meaning like dissolving. Okay, degeneracy. I said debauchery, and there it is right there. Debauchery and corruption. Okay. So you see these different words in here. You see perversion, you see self-indulgence, okay? Epicureanism, that's some more filthy wickedness. Okay, and the opposite of that is morality. So we're no longer in a moral system. We're in a decadent system. We're in an incredibly wicked, filthy, vomit type system now. And the Lord says that the transgressors come to the full. That's the reason why he's getting ready to turn the lights out. Okay, so now that we got that in effect, let's talk about decadence in the mind of our people. Let's play the clip. We played this clip last week, but we're going to use this to set the tone about the decadence and the hatred. Okay, let's play the clip from last week, brothers.
Believe in abortion after birth? Would you support that?
I believe in whatever the woman wants to choose to do, that's her choice.
At any point of the child's life?
At any point of the lady's life, that's her choice.
To kill another person's body?
It's going to always be her choice.
Even after the baby's born?
It's always her choice.
So if they're 2 years old?
It's always her choice.
I can kill my 2-year-old?
It's a woman's right to choose.
To kill their child at any point?
Woman's right to choose.
Are y'all brothers awake?
Yeah, Bishop, that right
Have
there.
mercy.
Think I'm having a nightmare.
Yeah, that right there, that video. I'm telling you, the sister, and here's the thing. And look, let's be clear about this. Our people are looking for direction. They are looking for help. We have the help. We have the resources that can turn our people around. What's happening is that I noticed that just the last few days that I've been endowed, and work is not really the normal. Meaning that there's things that's going on. They're having pockets of conversation, and people, Bishop, are really looking for the answers out there. These things are really, the people are coming unglued. Well, go ahead, Bishop.
Yeah, play the video again. Let me get into this thing. Play the video again.
Believe in abortion after birth?
So she's being interviewed. This is where the mind. This is the mind of debauchery. This is the mind of decadence. This black woman is on this being interviewed by someone that's supposed to be objective. That's what the woman with the microphone is doing. And she's asking a question about abortion. So she says, do you believe in abortion? To a black woman. You know, there was a poster that was posted up on the side of a building. I forget where it was. And it says the most dangerous place for a black child is in the womb of a black woman. That was a horrifying, and it was big on the side of a building. Like if you're in New York and you're driving down, and it was a huge picture on the side of a building, and it's got the black woman standing there, and it's got the words written over her head like that. It was horrible. But for that to even be mentioned, just say that the most dangerous place for a black child is in the womb of a black woman. That's a hell of a statement. And people got mad when they saw that. But what about this? Play that again.
Believe in abortion after birth? Would you support that?
I believe in whatever the woman wants to choose to do, that's her choice.
At any point of the child's life?
At any point of the lady's life, that's her choice.
To kill another person's body?
It's going to always be her choice.
Even after the baby's born?
It's always her choice.
So if they're 2 years old?
It's always her choice.
I can kill my 2-year-old?
It's a woman's right to choose.
Now, I want to pause there because last week, Officer Nashawn, he pointed it out. He said, wow, does she even realize what she's saying? No. And no, she does know what she's saying.
Well, I'm saying she's so caught up in the moment.
She's so caught up in the moment, but I'm gonna tell you what she's doing. She knows that she's wicked as hell for saying this, but there's an agenda that she's a part of. She knows, because when that woman asked her that question, she is a slight pause. Because she knew that she went overboard with that stupidity. But she said, I got to stick with it because the overall objective is to destroy any shred of truth on this planet. Yep. That's what she's really getting into. She knows what she's saying is crazy. What if her mother aborted her? Her stupid behind wouldn't even be here saying nothing. Right. So back it up a little bit. I want you to see the transition. When she goes to the child being inside the womb, she's just rambling. It's the woman's choice. It's the woman's choice. But then when she said, well, can I kill my own child that's already born and walking? 2-year-old. That's when it was supposed to stop. But she said, I can't stop because I've already committed to murder from the moment the sperm met the egg.
Hey, and Bishop,
that's wicked as hell. And this is the reason why that bomb is made. Go ahead.
Bishop, and that shows you that it's not a difference whether it's in the womb or if that child is walking on this earth. It's showing you that it's not a difference.
No, ain't no difference. Go ahead.
Difference.
Right.
That's it.
Exactly. So play that piece again. We getting ready to get more into it, brothers and sisters. We gonna roll with this one.
Wants to choose to do, that's her choice.
At any point of the child's life?
At any point of the lady's life, that's her choice.
To kill another person's body.
It's gonna always be her choice.
Even after the baby's born.
Stop.
It's always...
Even after the baby's born. That's when she was supposed to stop.
Right.
But she said, but this right here is not in line with Babylon the Great. If I come to my senses. She should have came to her senses the minute the sperm met the egg. But our people are so damn wicked, they're going to just say, well, it's not even a baby yet. But so the woman said, okay, I ain't going to argue with you now, but what about after the baby's born? So she's so committed to evil, she's going to continue to say it's still the mother's choice. They'll lock her behind up if she do that. But she's still talking about it's the lady's choice. That's letting you know that this black woman, she knows exactly what she's saying. But the point that I'm saying even further is that it's her resistance to the common sense that the other woman is bringing out has more to do with an agenda rather than personal feelings. I mean, rather than her own personal situation. You know damn well she wouldn't kill a 2-year-old baby. She know that.
Right.
They'll lock her black ass up.
Right.
So she knows that, but she's saying that because it goes in line with an agenda to destroy this truth. Yep. That's what's happening. That's the point that I want to bring out. I ain't done yet.
Bishop,
yeah.
We got that image, though, if you want it, though.
Yes, sir.
Just
Put that thing up there. Lord have mercy. See, you brothers all right now.
Uh-oh.
I know the heat is on you. This is what I'm talking about. Show that doggone thing. Thought I was playing. Look at this doggone mess. The most dangerous place in an African American, am I saying this right? Yes, the most dangerous place for an African American is in the womb. Meaning, and look what they got up there, the black woman.
Exactly.
That's abortion.com. So this is what we're talking about, brothers and sisters. You see why God is angry? Give me the law, man. Exodus. This is what the problem is. Let's just read that.
Yes, sir.
Before we get to going too far.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 13. Thou shalt not kill.
Thou shalt not murder. That's what that really translates into. Thou shalt not murder. Okay? Because killing per se is you have to kill animals to eat it. Okay? So that's the word kill there, meaning kill without a cause. You don't get the opportunity. It ain't no woman's choice to murder the baby. That shows you the decadence of where we are. You want to talk about it's the woman's choice. I want to say something else, because if it's the woman's choice, stupid, you make the choice by the man that lay with you.
Right.
That's where the choice is made at.
Right.
You got the talking about something. I got a right to choose. You do have the right to choose. Choose the man properly. That's where your choice is. But once you spread your legs, dumbass, and that sperm hit that egg, you ain't got no choice no damn more.
Right.
And that's the reason why the Lord is going to tear a lot of our people up.
The bedroom, not the operating table.
Damn.
That's a good point.
Shoot. Go back to where I was at. So you read that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's go back to where I was at. Play that video again, because I'm going to move on, because I want to go into something more. Okay. Are we all right? Let's get it right. I heard, we getting it? We okay, brothers?
To kill another person's body.
It's gonna always be her choice.
Even after the baby's born.
It's always her choice.
So if they're 2 years old.
It's always her choice.
I can kill my 2-year-old.
It's a woman's right to choose.
Damn.
To kill their child at any point.
Woman's right to choose.
That shows you the wickedness. But again, I was making a point about there's an agenda. Play my next video, because what you're looking at here is that this woman and her impudence, her stupidity on abortions, because that's what this is about. And her allegiance to destroy anything righteousness in righteousness, okay, including the prophets of God. That's what we're dealing with, okay. I was trying to get my thoughts together. I was reading my statement. I was making a point. I said the woman and her impudence on abortion because of her allegiance to destroy anything righteous, including the prophets of God. So my next, give it to me in the order that I gave it to you. I guess this is it, right? Okay. Play this. Before we play it, let me just set it up. When I was making a point about her indulgence and her allegiance to an agenda to destroy this truth, that's what I'm about to go into now. Okay, so we're getting ready to look at a Senate committee where they were dealing with the appointment of a woman that was going to be brought into in a judgment seat. Okay, so this was what they call a confirmation hearing. I believe that's what this is. Okay, it says Senior Hawley slams Biden's radical judicial nominee for not condemning violent rhetoric. Okay, so that's the name of the video. So let's play it. Okay, hit me.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations to the nominees, and thanks for being here. Ms. Abudu, if I could just start with you. You said to Senator Ossoff just a couple of minutes ago that you believe in the First Amendment, right?
Absolutely.
And you told him that you have litigated cases under the various clauses of the First Amendment, and you said that you think that free speech is essential. Is that right?
That is correct.
And freedom of thought is essential, you also said. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, mind you, this is Biden's appointment. You know how people get to appoint people to judge seats and all of that?
Yes, sir.
This is one of his appointments, this black woman. So while she's being questioned about where she comes from, you know, her political views and things of that, 'cause they want to make sure that you're not biased. They want to make sure, you know, for as far as what they say, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
So they're doing the questioning of her, and they come to find some disturbing things about what she's associated with. So this what we're about to bring out. Now, don't forget about what I brought out about that woman that we just showed earlier with that abortion madness. It's going to tie in. Just got to pay attention to the connection. You got to notice the connection. Start it again. Listen up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations to the nominees, and thanks for being here. Ms. Abudu, if I could just start with you. You said to Senator Ossoff just a couple of minutes ago that you believe in the First Amendment, right?
Absolutely.
And you told him that you have litigated cases under the various clauses of the First Amendment, and you said that you think that free speech is essential. Is that right?
That is correct.
And freedom of thought is essential, you also said. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So hold it. So they already asked and said freedom of speech is essential. And freedom of expression, I believe, I think it was the second one. Then it said freedom of thought, what you have in your head. She said that she believes in this. She even mentions that the Constitution guarantees this. Okay, so go on.
First Amendment, and you said that you think that free speech is essential. Is that right?
That is correct.
And freedom of thought is essential, you also said. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What about the right to counsel? Is that also essential?
The Sixth Amendment and the Supreme Court have said so.
So what would you think about your organization calling other members of the bar, saying that it is their goal, your organization's goal, to destroy other members of the bar who provide litigation, who provide counsel to indigent defendants? I'm thinking particularly of the Alliance Defending Freedom.
Pause it. Put the disclaimer up there, brothers. Where is it at?
It's on that.
I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the broadcast. I don't see it here. I don't want no stuff out of these people. Okay? Pay attention. Stay with me. Okay? Do it again.
Back in 2007, a senior fellow at your organization said...
So you notice that he keeps saying your organization. Your organization. Mm-hmm. At this point, we don't know what organization he's talking about in reference to her. Mm-hmm. Watch this. Keep on.
In 2007, a senior fellow at your organization said in a speech that, I want to say plainly, our aim in life is to destroy these groups, referring to the Alliance Defending Freedom and others. Just to be clear, these are groups that provide representation to indigent defendants and to other defendants, other plaintiffs, counsel, litigants. I want to say plainly that our aim in life is to destroy these groups, to completely destroy them. to completely destroy them.
So pause it. So let me make some sense out of this. So he's making a point about, you say you believe in free speech, you say you believe in freedom of thought and this and that and the other, but the organization that you belong to has put out memos, made it very clear that their objective is to destroy the whatever they deem is not in their view. Now, we haven't even gotten to the name yet. It's getting ready to get deeper. As they're saying this, because basically what's happening is that the when he says indigent, he's talking about people of poverty, things of that nature. So what's really being said is that the question is about white supremacy groups. Okay, so that's how it looks on the surface, but in reality, the organization that she belongs to is not really against the white supremacy groups, as we're gonna find out. Play on.
Do you think that's appropriate rhetoric for someone to use about opposing counsel or a member of the bar? Do you think that's an appropriate goal to have?
Senator, I would first say that I'm not familiar even with the language that you just cited, but I will say that my work, again, and I stand on my record, is to ensure that all people have access to counsel to vindicate their rights.
Do you think that this is appropriate rhetoric from a senior fellow at your organization?
Senator, again, not having that language in front of me, not understanding the context, I can't even respond to that.
Now, she knows what she's defending. You notice she's dancing around this question. And the organization's name hasn't even come up yet. Just watch on. Come on.
Without more information, without context, and without seeing it.
That's interesting. Now, you said to this committee repeatedly that all you do at the Southern Poverty Law Center is voting rights.
Boom,
That's
he
not
just
what you
named
said
it.
in your questionnaire to the committee. You said that you oversee litigation related to hate groups. So let's talk. Let's back
that up again, because now we know who we're talking about. Let's back it up and let's get the full deal. Ain't got to go too far. Right about there. Go ahead.
Respond to that.
Oh, you can't say it's inappropriate?
Without more information, without context, and without seeing it.
That's interesting. Now, you said to this committee repeatedly that all you do at the Southern Poverty Law Center is voting rights. That's not what you said in your questionnaire to the committee, though. You said that you oversee litigation related to hate groups. So let's talk a little bit more about hate groups, which apparently you oversee the litigation for. Is it your position that organizations like the Alliance Defending Freedom are a hate group?
Senator, I would want to review that language because in terms
which language?
Regarding the overseeing the organization's research and profiling of hate groups, I don't work in that part of the.
Let me just quote for you. Further,
so now she's trying to say she doesn't have anything to do with that, but the man got the records. Yeah, here it come.
For strategic litigation, I've taken on significant managerial responsibilities, including overseeing all of the organization's legal programmatic work.
Are you hearing this? She has managerial control of the. Back that up again. She's talking about she ain't had nothing to do with it, but he's reading her whole zone.
She's the manager.
She's the manager. She's over it. The black woman. Come on. Let's hit it again.
Let me just quote for you. Further, as the director for strategic litigation, I've taken on significant managerial responsibilities, including overseeing all of the organization's legal programmatic work, which in addition to voting rights, includes immigrants' rights, criminal justice reform, children's rights, LGBTQ rights, and litigation related to hate groups.
Litigation related to hate groups. So pay attention to that part about hate group, because he's going to open it up. Watch this. Come on.
Clarifying that it was our legal program.
Right.
And in terms of the cases that the organization has brought, it does include representing individuals who have been targeted on the internet, who have been harassed, whose family has been stalked in terms of or because of their identity. In the one particular case, because of our client's identity as a member of the Jewish community. And we represented that woman successfully.
Yeah, but you say you oversee litigation related to hate groups. Your organization is infamous for designating anyone who disagrees with it as a hate group, trying to drive them from public life, and in the words of your own employees, trying to completely destroy them.
Did y'all hear that? That's the point right there. Get that whole statement of, he just said that other employees within the same group that she oversees says, play the thing again. Play that part again.
Yeah, but you say you oversee litigation related to hate groups. Your organization is infamous for designating anyone who disagrees.
Is infamous, meaning that they, in bad taste, they'll just label anybody, slap a label on them, marginalize them as evil and wicked. And they got millions of dollars to do this. Go ahead.
With it as a hate group, trying to drive them from public life, and in the words of your own employees, trying to completely destroy them. Is that a record that you're proud of?
I am proud of our representation of that woman in that case who simply because of her Jewish heritage was targeted and stalked.
That's not what we're talking about. Let me ask you.
He picked up on it. This is, you see that?
Yep.
He's very direct that she's playing, she basically buck dancing and twerking. That's what she's doing. She knows damn well what the man is asking. How in the world do you feel about being a part of an organization that designates people that they don't like, that they don't agree with? Your organization just slanders them with the label of hate group. And then she's going to talk about some legal stuff about some family. The man is asking a straight question. He knows that. Yep. Most people with some insight, they can see that she's buck dancing around. I don't know if that's the right word, but she's tap dancing around the real question. Go ahead.
Let me ask you about the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Okay.
More generally, what year did you join?
Okay, hold on. We're getting ready to get into it now. Wow. Back it up just a little bit. He says, since you want to play around, I'm getting ready to turn it on up.
Oh man.
Go ahead.
Targeted and stalked.
That's not what we're talking about. Let me ask you. Let me ask you about the Southern Poverty Law Center more generally. What year did you join SPLC?
February 2021. I'm sorry, 2019.
2019 was the year that the SPLC paid $3.4 million in response to defamation lawsuits. 2019 was the year that Charity Watch gave your organization an F rating. The SPLC has been labeled by the left-wing policy journal Current Affairs as an outright fraud that uses willful deception designed to scare liberals into writing checks. The progressive journalist Alexander Cockburn said this about SPLC: I regard it, the Southern Poverty Law Center, collectively as one of the greatest frauds in American life. Liberal death penalty abolitionist Stephen Bright refused to accept an award named after the founder of the SPLC, saying in his words, the SPLC has long been run by a con man and a fraud. That's from a Harper's Magazine article. Also in 2019, SPLC employees told the press we were part of a con and we knew it. That's in a New Yorker article, not exactly a right-wing journal. Are you concerned by any of this record of the organization that you work for?
Senator, what I'm glad that I didn't hear in that litany is a complaint about the voting rights work that we've done, about the clients in the community.
Are you concerned that Charity Watch gave you an F, that you had to pay $3.4 million in response to defamation lawsuits, that you've been criticized, your organization's been criticized as a fraud and a con job, and that you work for an organization who says it's their goal in life to completely destroy their opponents? None of that gives you any pause.
Senator, again, my work with the Southern Poverty Law Center has been to uphold the constitutional rights of individuals who, without pro bono counsel, would not be even able to.
So basically, what's happening? Pause it. Basically, because she make me want to vomit. Basically, what's happening is that Biden and the demons in this system is stacking the deck. They're putting certain people in position so that real dissenting voices and all that gets shut down. Meaning the Bible. They're not really upset about dissenting voices. They want to shut the Bible down. Just like that woman that we saw in the beginning. That kind of voice is going to be all over the place. When you got people sitting in judge seats that think like this here, you will have just what we saw in the beginning running rampant. That's the reason why God has that bomb ready, because it's got some things need getting rid of. Okay, so let's just say it that way. But I want to point to something, because he asked her, when did you start working at the SPLC? And she stumbled at the beginning. She said 21, but then she realized, no, that's not it. It was 2019. I want to focus on 2019. In 2019, let's back up and get that statement again, because there was something that was very significant that happened with them. Because in 2019, and it says, well, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to bring up what I'm going to say, because I'm going to point out about this Charity Watch group that gave them an F. Okay. In 2019, the SPLC received an F rating for utter failure in terms of objective objective monitoring, because they are clearly biased in their objections. They only object to what they don't believe in. So any viewpoint that goes out that's against their agenda, they slander them as a hate group. It's like I said almost a year ago, I made the point of there was another group that basically, like the Southern Poverty Law Center, there was an equivalent to that in the music industry called PMRC. If you look them up, it was the same doggone premise. PMRC, what was called Parents Music Resource Center, their object, they claimed that they was after groups like Black Sabbath, they was after groups like Quiet Riot, these wild, crazy stuff. But in reality, they were trying to shut down rap music.
Right.
Because rap music was getting political. That was the real reason for it, and they have a label. They have a label from 1 to 8. You know, explicit lyrics, foul, this, that, and that. And one of those labels is called bigoted. So they can actually put that on the record label, hoping, just like a hate group label would do, hoping that the people will shy away from it and not hear some of the messages that the brothers was bringing out. Like, for instance, Flash and the Furious Five that was talking about stuff in the ghetto. They don't want the people to hear that. They don't want to hear what Public Enemy was saying about how we were dealing 8 million body bags and, and bottles and all that, drinking the night of the base heads. There was a crack epidemic going on. They didn't want people to hear any of that at all, so shut their voices down. SPLC is exactly the same thing as PMRC, and that's what is being brought up here. So don't be fooled. Okay. Now I'm only mentioning this because this Edomite, he thinks deep. He goes deep. He said, well, let me start shutting off voices that's going to speak against what we're looking to do. Let me start them now before the Israelites get a full hold on that truth. So let me start messing with the music. Let me start messing with this. Let me start messing with that. So when the truth of the prophets come out, they already got their momentum because they were already shut down political groups and so forth. Y'all all right? Y'all follow what I'm saying? I'm hoping that y'all get this. So, but I wanted to make the point about in 2019. I want to put this down here. In 2019, like I said, they received an F. Put that up there. Go to my pictures that I sent you. Let me just, because I mentioned Charity Watch. Let me just those pictures. I actually put the article up, but I wanted to go through the article and highlight some stuff, but I didn't because I don't want to get backlogged in terms of what I want to bring out tonight. But I put some pictures up there. Go to my pictures. Just hang with me, brothers. I took some snapshots just so that y'all can see what we're talking about. Charity Watch, just show that. Okay, this is on Wikipedia. Y'all can actually look this up and read it for yourselves. Okay, Charity Watch is the group that this man referred to. He said it's formerly known as the American Institute of Philanthropy. Okay, nonprofit organization in Chicago, created in the United States by Daniel Borochoff. I can't see that. What?
Borochoff. In 1992.
Thank you.
To provide information about charities, financial efficacy, efficiencies, accountability, governance, and fundraising.
So this is the group that the man in the chair was making reference to when he said that these people gave your organization an F. In other words, they're not accountable. They're not efficient in terms of what they're supposed to be doing because they started out that way. It used to be held by this man named Morris Dees, who went after the KKK for lynching Mulugeta Sarah, I think his name was, and hung him. And so they got involved in that and won a big lawsuit against them. That was the right thing to do. But what they have done since then, I mean, there was a whole lot of allegations that came out against SPLC in terms of them not sticking by what they said they were going to do. They really began to get political in terms of forwarding their own agenda. They're supposed to be objective. They're supposed to be non-biased. But as you see, that's not the case. Okay, so this was an independent group that was basically monitoring them. So that's what it says here. What's the next slide? I want to just show a couple of clips of this here. What's the next slide to show who these people are? This Charity Watch group. Go to the next picture. I put like about 10 pictures up, but I didn't want to go through all of them. I just want some of Some of the ones. Are y'all all right? Y'all got
But Bishop, you see when they have that 501c3, they're supported, like you said, they receive millions of dollars. They received a lot of funds for that. And I was looking at that. That was that Tipper Gore's. Was Al Gore's wife. That was 30 years ago. They brought her back because, like you said, they was dealing with the Twisted Sisters, but they was really after public enemy.
Exactly. They never cited. I remember watching a Donahue program back then, and the people that they had on the stage was Luther Candle. Yeah, that nasty record that he had made. Nasty as They Want to Be, Me So Horny. That group that made that. Luke Skywalker. Yeah, they had him on the stage, and Donahue played some white music that had all kind of cutting people up, eating their head, and all that other stuff. Right. And the man that was supposed to be judging, he said, "Well, what group is that?" He didn't even know what group it was. So that's showing you that they didn't give a damn about the white people that was doing what the hell they wanted to do. It was right there in the video.
Wow.
So the Luther Campbell turned to me and said, "You don't even." He said, "This is a racist thing." He said it straight up. He said it on the show. He said, "This is a whole racist campaign to shut us down." He picked that up. He noticed that. And he said the white records has got all this crazy stuff. You don't even know nothing about this because it was never about that. Same thing with SPLC. They're not interested in the Klan. They're not interested in real racism. They're not interested in real murder like Buffalo and the rest. They ain't interested in none of that at all. Southern Poverty Law, PMRC, all of them two groups, I could just name them because basically SPLC just took over from them. They are basically white supremacy 100%. Yep. 100%. Okay, 100%. Heidi Burrick, whatever her name is, she looks like a grand dragon.
Yep.
The hell is this? Look at damn clan drag grand dragon.
That's right.
Lord have mercy. Y'all found them other pictures? There was another picture that I sent a group of them in that same group. There's a group of them. Go on the Telegram and open it up. I just want them to see that so I can continue to move on. I'm taking too much time with this because I'm not seeing what I want to see. Okay? Go to the pictures that or did I put them up there?
I don't see no.
Oh, okay. My fault. I thought I put them up there. They didn't make it. Let me put them up there. Okay.
So
go ahead and say something, Captain. Let me get it.
Even though that was 30 years ago. Did you look? You seen it? That was 30 years ago, and they have, like Bishop said, that now this group is taken over as a watchdog group. But the mere fact that they received these kind of incomes, what was that lawsuit? They paid off what was 3.1 million, 3.2, paid off like it wasn't nothing. Just got rid of just paid those funds like that's how much they received. And I'm telling you, that's why he's coming at them like that because they just look what was the rating, an F.
Yeah,
what was accountability? Right. Accountability was on there. They're not being accountable.
Yep.
Did
y'all get them now? Okay, let's go through them real quick. This internet in here is horrible. The Wi-Fi anyway. Because I thought y'all had it. Let's go to those pictures real quick. Just bear with me, brothers and sisters. Just hang with me. I guess when we go to the break, I'm going to have to get some tissues. Lord have mercy. This sweat is coming down like crazy. Yeah. Go ahead and just see them pictures. Okay, this was one. Go to another one. Because I had a better one than this here. Go to another one. Go past that. Stay with me, brothers and sisters. There was one that was a little bit more clearer. That one. Okay, well, go some more. Go one. Okay, show them that. Okay. As you can see, you can shrink it so that people can see. No, you ain't got a book so that people see what it is. Charity Watch, okay? Founded in that's what we was reading before. Notice what they have, the different tabs, what the organization does. Charity ratings, top rated charities, charity reports, AZ, Arizona. About Charity Watch, you can find out about them. Our charity rating process, how they determine who gets what rating. That's what they're saying here. Okay, thanks. So that's what you see here. Okay. So go to another slide. Go to another slide. Okay. Go to another slide. Go back the other way. There was one that showed the graph of. Go on, keep moving. Okay. I wanted to look up because he said that keep moving because I didn't see what I wanted to see yet. Okay. Go to the Nah, I don't see it. Okay, go to the actual article. Go to the article. Did I send you the article? Because there's something I need to look up. Just bear with me, brothers and sisters. Bear with me, brothers and sisters. We're still trying to get ourselves together.
You want to see Charity Watch.
Mm-hmm. Now move down where it says, let's see, mission, activity. Slide down so I can see what's really in there. I want to get to the grading system. Governance, reception, move down. Also see, hold on. Charity assessment. Move on some more. I hope this ain't boring to brothers and sisters, because believe me, I'm going somewhere with this. All right, go back up. We gotta have to click on something to see what I want to see. I actually took a screenshot of it, but it didn't come through. It was to show the ratings, the rating system. That's what I was trying to. Click mission. Contents, go up there then. Does it say about the grading system? I'm looking for where they got the grading system. And it said these people received an F for failure. I got to look for the picture. Say something, Captain, if y'all can. I got to try to forward this one to them.
Okay, Bishop is trying to find it. I thought that was a good look. When it comes to these organizations like that, and I think they were trying to bring her up as one of the, that was one of Biden's appointees, right?
Yep.
And so she was trying to come up. And so when they questioned her, obviously you can see, like you said, they're already geared toward what the agenda that they have set forth. And so when you see a lot of these people, kind of like the lady that you saw earlier, you saw them and then,
go ahead.
Kind of find out, it's somebody that's, in your local church,
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. That's your local Democrat, and they'll be in that mindset. So you'll see something like that. But our people, to that point, I would just say that that it's a sad story. I kind of want Bishop. Won't y'all go back up? I think if you just move back up, I think I've seen something, Bishop, that you might want to see the other.
It's buffering. I'm trying to send it to them. I found what I want, but that's the reason why they didn't get it last time, because the Wi-Fi is not.
Even the other Edomites are looking at these people and cross-referencing them and checking their history out. Say, wait a minute, look at you. Look at your history. Look at what you've been a part of. Look at your goal.
Right. And don't get swept up in thinking that, he's against white supremacy. They ain't against white supremacy. Sure. This whole system was set up on white supremacy. Mm-hmm. So don't be fooled by that. The real agenda of all of these so-called groups that's supposed to be monitoring white supremacy and all that is really about shutting the Israelites down, because the Israelites got God's Bible. Right. That's what the problem is. That's what the point is. So go ahead, brothers.
Esau don't have no Esau does not benefit from destroying himself.
No.
Mm-hmm. So that's not going to be his goal no matter what he says.
Exactly.
Do you mind if I pull one scripture?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on.
Can I get Acts chapter 6, verse 12?
Mm-hmm. The pictures just came through, just by the way.
Because what they've been doing is, like you're showing, this is one of Biden's elects. This is the people that are being set up in order to accomplish the goal of, like Bishop has been bringing out and proving, shutting down the truth of the Israelites and God's Bible. Read that for me, officer.
The book of Acts, chapter 6, verse 12. And they stirred up the people.
So they stirring up the people. They getting it to make it look like those guys that are teaching the Bible, they doing something wrong. Read.
Mm-hmm. And the elders and the scribes.
Mm-hmm. The pastors. Read.
And came upon him and caught him and brought him to the council.
So they want to bring up trumped up charges based off of nothing. Read.
And set up false witnesses.
False witnesses, such as what this Biden elect is coming in to do, working for the SPLC, getting geared up in order to shut down black organizations that are teaching truth to uplift their people and save their people.
And Biden is so slick, he'll put a black woman in there. So that's that undercover brother stuff. That's how they do it.
Yes, sir.
Every brother ain't a brother. Because of color, they might as well be undercover.
That's right.
And I was just looking because I never saw this woman. So Nancy Abuda is an American lawyer from Georgia. Mm-hmm. She is a nominee to serve as the United States Circuit Judge of the United States Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit. So
there you go. There you go. Put them in right there in power.
Wow.
Hey, Bishop.
Yeah.
One thing that I know since we've been having this discussion, like Cap just brought out, 1992, you know, they was focused on the parental advisory on the rap.
Right. Yep.
They succeeded in that.
Yes, sir.
Because the music we getting today is got nothing.
Pure garbage.
It's garbage. Okay?
Pure garbage.
Right.
So now they moved on to the next.
There you go.
Way to suppress
the next phase.
All people.
Yep.
You know, and the next phase is now they got this Bible coming out.
Yep.
Okay. And now they're trying to put this like you say, bitch, marginalize us.
Right.
Put us over here. Okay. And turn everybody's views towards us, okay, even our own people.
Exactly.
So that's what's going on.
Yep.
They step by step they coming against us, strategic.
Right, and they working together. You got the so-called apologetics. You got turncoat Negroes and Hispanics that was with us. I'm gonna deal with them too. I got them in. They all a part of this. They all a part of this. Okay. So what we're looking at is a collaborated effort against the Most High.
They all got
That's
the
what
same
they all
agenda,
got the same agenda.
people.
And so let's show them clips, and I'm gonna get to the part of what I just said about them turncoats, because I'm not done with them. All right, shrink that up. I sent the pictures. Did y'all get them? No, sir. Y'all didn't get them. No, sir. Wow.
Still didn't come through.
They said it came through on my end. Oh Lord have mercy. Go back to the video, man. I can't take it. Damn.
And you know, even to that point, what you're touching on, though, you know, even like I just mentioned his name, even the passing of that one brother, how that he was trying to, you know, help encourage our people to do the right thing, and that was hatred for him on that level. Right. So you can see just attacking him, just trying to do the right thing, trying to establish us as a united people. They came against him on that, so you know they're gonna come against this Bible, and he wasn't, you know, a man that was, you know. He was a man that, you know, lived like he lived, but the fact of the matter was that he still had a care for his people. That's the point I want to touch on.
They knew they felt like they had to get him out of the way. You can't tell me that.
Right. It was just too much. They were celebrating it too much. Right. You know what I mean? They felt like there was a victory, and they'll take that if they, you know, that little bit of victory. They took it.
Yeah, this is crazy.
So that's why every time we turn around again, like when we open up the show, you know, we got to read the disclaimer. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always thinking about Galatians 4:16. You know, we'll say, "Am I therefore become your enemy?" Go ahead and read it off. So
Galatians chapter 4 verse 16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?
Because this Bible, the book of our fathers, this is the truth that's coming out now. Okay, they can't suppress it no more. All right, it's really being brought out, you know, like never before throughout the earth. So, all praise to the Most High for that.
That's right. Yeah, this thing is just buffering and buffering. It's just this internet is horrible. This Wi-Fi is absolutely horrible. So anyway, brothers and sisters, I'm sorry about that. Just can't make it happen because I can't get it to you. Let's go back to the video. Thank God we had these uploaded earlier, so we ain't got that problem there. But these kind of things really frustrate me when these things don't work right. Back it up a little bit. I want to get the date when he asked her about her working for SPLC. I'm getting ready to go into what I want to go into now. Watch this, because all of what I said, so everybody can understand, we're still on track. We're still on track in terms of bringing out what we want to bring out. But what I want to show you is that not only is the conspiracy to destroy us coming from this administration that's trying to stack the courts to shut us down, it's also involving our own people. That's what I'm about to show you now. So not only do you see the black woman. So go ahead. Let's go back to the part where you mentioned about the date when she joined. You got it? Let's go.
More generally, what year did you join SPLC?
February 2021. I'm sorry, 2019.
2019 was the year that the SPLC paid $3.4 million in response to defamation lawsuits. 2019 was the year that Charity Watch gave your organization an F rating.
So pause. That's what I was trying to bring all that information up. But so he said that was in 2019 that it would. I tried to go back there. It didn't show. I tried to go back there. Then I looked up, well, what are they rating them now? They didn't even measure them this year. So that's showing you how big dollars go. Wow. You look it up and there's no results found at all. So they're not even being rated right now by these people from what I found. Okay? So that's letting you know, it's not that they cleaned the act up. It's just that they had enough money to make things smooth it out, so to speak. That's the only conclusion that I can come with. Okay, look at this. Pause it, brothers. Now they got that. Okay, look at this here. I put that in there trying to look it up. Southern Poverty Law Center, SPLC, no results found. Please try again. For charities, no results. Posts, pages, nothing. Okay? Just letting you know what's happening. Right. So now, here we go. Now we're getting ready to turn it on up. Go to the other video. No. Go back. Yeah, finish playing it because I like what he said. Just let that roll. And then we're going to get into the other video. There's another video. Let's keep on rolling.
$3.4 million in response to defamation lawsuits. 2019 was the year that Charity Watch gave your organization an F rating. The SPLC has been labeled by the left-wing policy journal Current Affairs as an outright fraud that uses willful deception designed to scare liberals into writing checks. The progressive journalist Alexander Cockburn...
So you can understand exactly, they've exploited the situation that happened over there in London with our sister, exploited that, and BBC, the turncoat Negroes, the turncoat Hispanics, they all jumped in. What year was that? 2018. All them wicked niggas that was with us, and they were all a part of this. Their whole objective was to destroy IUIC, which is the exact same damn thing as SPLC's trying to do. The exact same thing. God got all of your cards. He got them. Play out.
Said this about SPLC: I regard it, the Southern Poverty Law Center, collectively as one of the greatest frauds in American life. Liberal death penalty abolitionist Stephen Bright refused to accept an award named after the founder of the SPLC, saying in his words, the SPLC has long been run by a con man and a fraud.
So wait a minute. Wait. So an employee didn't even want to accept an award on behalf of the company that he worked for because the man that was the people that ran it was frauds. Damn, I missed that when I first heard it. Their own employees, because they started coming out and said there was sexual harassment, all that kind of stuff that was going on in there. They brought all that out. But yet these people are running around pointing their fingers at people, and niggas and Hispanics jumped on that damn thing, left with them to side against this truth. And look at it, the daggone white man is telling you that the daggone group is evil and wicked as hell. But these wicked, Bezalel, Uzziah, all of them was involved in trying to destroy IUIC. All of them. Go ahead.
The Law Center collectively is one of the greatest frauds in American life. Liberal death penalty abolitionist Stephen Bright refused to accept an award named after the founder of the SPLC, saying in his words, the SPLC has long been run by a con man and a fraud. That's from a Harper's Magazine article. Also in 2019, SPLC employees told the press we were part of a con and we knew it. That's in a New Yorker article, not exactly a right-wing journal.
In other words, the New Yorker is almost liberal. They say even they spoke against you. Yep. Damn. Go ahead. Back that up again. I want to get his statement. Yeah, go ahead. Listen.
From a Harper's Magazine article. Also in 2019, SPLC employees told the press we were part of a con and we knew it. That's in a New Yorker article, not exactly a right-wing journal. Are you concerned by any of this record of the organization that you work for?
Senator, what I'm glad that I didn't hear in that litany is a complaint about the voting rights work that we've done, about the clients and the community. Are
you concerned that Charity Watch gave you an F, that you had to pay $3.4 million in response to defamation lawsuits, that you've been criticized, your organization's been criticized as a fraud and a con job, and that you work for an organization who says it's their goal in life to completely destroy their opponents? None of that gives you any pause.
Senator, again, my work with the Southern Poverty Law Center has been to uphold the constitutional rights of individuals who, without pro bono counsel, would not be even able to have access to justice.
I have to tell you, I find your answers absolutely extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. I can't believe you've been nominated for this position. I can't believe that the President of the United States would nominate someone from this organization with this record. And I can't believe that you would sit here today and refuse to condemn this hateful, frankly, violent rhetoric from this organization with this record. It's astounding to me.
Damn.
Oh, well,
wow. Did y'all hear that? Damn. Now that's some good stuff there. She's a part of an organization. Give me the scripture about the ruler and the people that work under him. They have to hearken to, because he's basically pointing out that the head of your organization is wicked as hell. And she's talking about she's trying to act like she ain't got nothing to do with it, when in fact it's 100%. That's what it is. And her obfuscation and scapegoating and trying to hide from around the direct question is a problem. I know about the time, brothers. I'll let you know when I want to deal with that. Read.
Sirach,
you found it?
Sirach chapter 10?
Yeah, whatever. There's a few of them, but let me hear it.
Sirach chapter 10, verse 2. As the judge of the people
That's
is
the one
himself.
Right there. Go ahead.
As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers.
So all of the people that's up underneath the banner of SPLC, they all think the same way. Okay? And even if you have a situation, because I used the example that the man said earlier, you had an employee that would not even accept an award for the man that was at top, so you can exclude him. You understand? But when you go along with it and try to protect it, you're basically saying you are in line with it. And so you can understand clearly, if our leadership go off, we're going to deal with it. We're not going to allow it to just roll. So that's the point of what we're reading here. But she's not doing that. She's trying to cover it up, protect it, and keep it rolling, because she's getting a paycheck from them. Okay, read that again, and then we're going back into our videos.
As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
That's what the man was saying about her working up under SPLC. So anybody that's connected with SPLC, they all think that way. And we ain't done yet. Okay, so this is the next video. Play the next one. Y'all got the second one up, right? Play the second one. It continues.
Senator Cruz.
Senator Cruz.
Mr. Chairman.
Same woman. He getting ready to deal with her. Come on.
Senator Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the past year and a half, we've seen a pattern from the Biden administration of nominating ideological zealots.
Damn. Where's the hold on?
Where
is a judge is not supposed to be a zealot for his own cause. They're supposed to be unbiased. That's the reason why they have the scales with the blinders on. They're supposed to be objectional. They're not. They're supposed to be unbiased. Go ahead.
We've seen a pattern from the Biden administration of nominating ideological zealots to our courts.
Damn.
A moment ago, Ms. Abudu, in answering questions from Senator Lee, you said you understood the difference between an advocate and a judge.
Here we go.
Well, I'm sure you do. You've never served as a judge. You've spent your entire life as an advocate.
Stop. There's a total difference between an advocate and a judge. Total difference. When you are a judge, you cannot be biased. You're supposed to look at the facts, deal with the matter, and bring out the law. And said, you violated this, the law says this, boom, that's the judgment. That has nothing to do with bias. That's going because you sit there and you are a lawyer with the law to judge matters. But if you are an advocate, that means certain parts of the Bible you're going to deal with and certain parts of the Bible you ain't going to deal with. Or you ain't going to deal with the Bible at all, and you're going to deal 100% with a mandate that you got from your ruler or from your boss or whatever. And you're going to try to judge everybody according to that. How in the world are you going to take somebody like that and put them in a seat to judge? Matters. That's the point. Let's play that thing some more.
And as an advocate on the extreme left.
Back it up some more. Let's get the full statement. Come on.
In answering questions from Senator Lee, you said you understood the difference between an advocate and a judge. Well, I'm sure you do. You've never served as a judge.
You've never served as a judge.
Life as an advocate. And as an advocate on the extreme left.
So you can understand what he says, an advocate. That's a lawyer. A lawyer's job is to get their client off, or to win for their client. Okay, the judge has to hear both lawyers, and he has to have he can't be partial in terms of what he hears. He has to listen to everything, and then he's supposed to say, okay, I heard all of the arguments. I heard the closing arguments, opening statements, and everything else. Here's the law, X, Y, and Z. Boom. That's how it's supposed to go. So you just cannot go from an advocate all of a sudden and just call you a judge. But the American people have been dumbed down so damn much on purpose where they don't catch stuff like this. They don't even catch stuff like this here. But go ahead. This ain't about the American public. This is about the Israelites. Play that thing, man.
There has been a pattern of nominee after nominee
from the Bible
that have been extreme zealots. But I have to say, your nomination, when I look at your record, I find deeply concerning. The last 3 years you've served at the Southern Poverty Law Center. The Southern Poverty Law Center is a hateful and extreme place. And their hate, among other things, has led to horrific violence. I'm speaking in particular about the 2012 shooting at the Family Research Council here in Washington. There, a gunman sought to make a political statement by shooting as many members of the Family Research Council as possible, and he sought to smear their faces with Chick-fil-A sandwiches after he murdered them. He was only stopped due to the heroic efforts of the Family Research Council employee, Leo Johnson, whose courage saved many lives that day. The evidence in the case indicated that the shooter had assembled his targets by visiting the Southern Poverty Law Center website of so-called hate groups.
Here we go.
Hold
it. Now we're getting into it now. So basically what they're saying is that the man that did this heinous crime went to the Southern Poverty Law website and found who they deemed as a hate group, and then he went to attack them. Don't that sound familiar? That's exactly why they wanted to put that label on us, because they want the public, they want you brothers and sisters to raise arms against us. That's what they want. They want to fuel the fire of causing people to attack IUIC, to attack the brothers and the sisters. That's the whole objective. So this says that y'all are a hate group. What have we done? Absolutely nothing. I'm gonna let the tapes play. The tapes gonna play what kind of people that we are about. But the fact that people can go there and read that rhetoric, read that lie, and be turned in their spirit to come against their own brothers, to come against their own sisters, to come against their own organization that has been trying to do good for the people. But because you've been hoodwinked and bamboozled. But it's because of efforts like what this man is speaking about right now. Play on.
His targets by visiting the Southern Poverty Law Center website of so-called hate groups, where the Southern Poverty Law Center equated the Family Research Council with true bigoted hate groups like the KKK and the Nazi Party.
Stop. So they are acknowledging that the KKK is a racist, true murderous group. They got 500 years of murder to prove it. So nobody's trying to dress that up. But for the Southern Poverty Law and others to try to equate an organization like what we're trying to do, help people. We are against crime. We are against violence. We are against rape. We are against mothers' abortions. We are against men sleeping with women and not taking care of them. Y'all know how we do, some of y'all. Let a brother sleep with a woman in his body. He gonna marry her or they got to go. Right. That's how you enforce righteousness. How the hell are you gonna equate that to a hate group? But these people have done that and try to put us in the basket of the Ku Klux Klan. Are you crazy? A stone cold violent thing. That's what he's bringing up. And this nominee works for them and is trying to say there's no problem. She act like she can't see. Now she want to put the blinders on. Lord have mercy. Back that up again and let's hear a little bit more of that. Lord have mercy.
Website of so-called hate groups, where the Southern Poverty Law Center equated the Family Research Council with true bigoted hate groups like the KKK and the Nazi Party. Do you agree with your employer that the Family Research Council is equivalent to the KKK or the Nazi Party?
So again, this is not really, just like Karen Bass brought out when I was looking for a clip too. Karen Bass that challenged Jeff Sessions when he was talking about extremism. What was that thing he said?
Black
extremists said that. Put that picture up there.
Yeah.
Just give me that. Show that. I put that picture up there as well. This is what she was speaking about.
He said, well, what is that? He said, well, I don't know.
Right. Y'all, I sent that one to, that should be in the cluster because I saw it up there. Just deal with me, brothers and sisters. Just hang on. Okay. Y'all found it? We're coming back to this video because I need more of this. Look at those, in that group of pictures that I sent earlier. Y'all did get them. I remember y'all showed, I saw it on the screen earlier. It's got a red, it's Newsweek. Newsweek put it out. It's a Newsweek screenshot. Just flip through those. Move through those. Move through those. Move through those. Okay, move through those. Move through those. Come on. Come on. Come on. Should be coming up. Hit it.
FBI ranks.
Come on.
There's one more back.
Yeah. Come on. Where's it at? That's it.
Is.
Show that on the screen. This is what Karen Bass was dealing with. Okay, when Karen Bass spoke to Jeff Sessions, this is what she was making a point. She says, FBI rank black identity extremists a bigger threat than Al-Qaeda.
Wow.
Greater than white supremacists. Just because you said that I'm an extreme black man. What the hell that mean? What's more extreme? Hold it, watch this. I'm going to show you how wicked and evil these people are. For me to be in a black, let me just use it just for the sake of argument. Let's say that I'm a black extremist. I'm extremely a black man. Is that further than a man that's born a man going extremely to be a woman? No. How much extreme does it take for a man that's born with penis and testicles and make the whole planet Earth say, listen, I'm a woman and you better respect me as a woman? How much more extreme could that be?
Right.
Over than a man that's black already, quote unquote, that said, I want to be blacker than black. Right. Okay. And they said that that's a greater threat than Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda, they said it had to do with bringing down the buildings in New York. The Trade Center. They said they had 3,000 people dead. Black extremists, quote unquote, an ideology. Ain't nothing, no weapons, no nothing. They're worse than Al-Qaeda. They're worse than white supremacists. White supremacy dragged James Byrd to his death on the back of a pickup truck through Jasper, Texas, till he was nothing but a piece of hamburger. But yet, black extremists is worse, quote unquote, black identity extremists is worse than that. This is what's happening, brothers and sisters. This is what's going on. This is the setup. Yeah, it's going to get hot out here. So y'all see that, right? Put that back up there against it. They know what I'm talking about. This is the article that came out. There's also a video. Bishop has spoken on it many times. Bishop Nathaniel, he spoke about it and had played the video and all that. Some of y'all seen it. Okay, let's go back to where I was at. I just got to bring these things out. All of this is related to decadence and hatred. I'm dealing with decadence and hatred right now. Come back to the videos that we was reading about Ted Cruz. Come on. Let's play some more.
The Family Research Council is equivalent to the KKK or the Nazi Party?
Back it up so we can get the full statement. Okay, so now he's talking about a group that SPLC, a white group, I don't know too much about them, but just because SPLC put them on a hate group list, people saw that and said, these people are destroying my country, they're this and that and the other, and they went out there and went and murdered people based on what SPLC did. And that's the reason why all those lawsuits hit they behind. Because they gotten people jacked up. I'll give you another example. We had a brother that got shot up. His car shot up. because of this kind of mess. That's right. Because they said you're a hate group, this and that and the other, and got brothers shot the hell up because they was putting out bad information about us, which are total lies. Okay? Total lies. Okay, there's a scripture that speaks about the 3 things that I find horrible that happen. You know what I'm talking about?
Slander.
Yes, sir. Let's read that. Let's get that in there. I know if I go too long and don't bring no Bible, there's going to be a problem. I want Bible. It sound like somebody, right?
And
give me Bible.
And you know too, Bishop, while he's looking that up, you know too, a lot of times even when we going out in the streets and teaching, we have people that's disgruntled with us and call the police on them. And the police come because they have to come out there, of course, and do their duty, serve and protect. But then they find out, well, wait a minute, they ain't doing nothing wrong. They're not harming nobody. Matter of fact, they say, well, you know what? Y'all keep doing what you're doing. They appreciate it because we're trying to stop the violence in the neighborhood. It makes
their job exactly. It actually makes their job.
We're trying to stop
easier.
the drug dealers. We helping them do their job. Keeping them from getting shot up. And shot at. So it's
if we're
crazy.
trying to teach our mothers, if we're trying to teach our men to be fathers to these young boys,
right?
Try to teach these women to be mothers to their young daughters. That'll keep the crime down because they will be learning what they're supposed to learn rather than doing violence out in the street. So how in the world could you say that what we're doing is not a benefit to the whole society?
Right.
How could you say that? And you're supposed to, they say, well, we have extremist views.
Wow.
The hell is a view? Your so-called Constitution, you heard the man ask the question earlier, do you believe in freedom of speech? Do you believe in freedom of thought? The woman said that. But yet at the same time, your organization deemed IUIC as a hate group for talking. For talking.
Right.
Reading the Bible out loud. That's it. We're a hate group. They compared us to people that have dragged people to their death.
Wow.
A damn fraud. And wicked Israelite niggas sided with them.
Right.
You're going to pay for that. You ain't getting off the hook. Play it up. Play on.
Want him to read that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Come on.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse 5. There be 3 things that mine heart feareth.
There's 3 things that my heart fears. So when we go out on these streets, our lives are on the line because we recognize what is against us. We recognize the lies. We recognize the slander. Go ahead. It said what?
There be 3 things that mine heart feareth. And for the 4th I was sore afraid. The slander of a city.
The slander of a city. Go ahead.
The gathering together of an unruly multitude.
Go ahead.
And a false accusation. All these are worse than death.
That's what they're trying to do to us. Label us as a hate group to gather the whole city to come against us. Read that thing again.
There be 3 things that mine heart feareth. And for the 4th I was sore afraid.
Go ahead.
The slander of a city.
The slander of a city. When you have a whole city that actually thinks you're a hate group, you know what that can turn into? That can be brothers that's trying to merely read the Bible, telling our people to stop sinning, telling our brothers to marry their women, telling the brothers stop smoking weed, stop getting high and drunk and all of that. Get yourselves together. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. Take care of your wives and your kids. Take care of your community. Pull your pants up. But you deem them as a hate group. So people will never even hear the message. Right. They'll come against us with a label in their mind and never even heard the words that came out of our mouth. Go ahead. Read that again.
There be 3 things that mine heart feareth, and for the 4th I was sore afraid. The slander of a city.
The slander of a whole city. Go ahead.
The gathering together of an unruly multitude.
The whole point of saying that we're a hate group is to muster all these people together and say, attack them. Go ahead.
And a false accusation.
A false accusation is calling us a hate group. That's the false accusation. Who did this? SPLC and all the evil nickers that lined themselves with it. We're going to find that out. Play the rest of this. That's it on that, right?
All these are worse than death.
All of these things here is worse than death. And that's what we face Right now. That's what we face.
Well, we just faced that up there in Buffalo when we went up there to support
That's exactly
our
what I'm
people.
talking about. Yep.
Yes.
That's exactly what we did. And the people not even realize we're actually there for them.
Right. Right.
That's exactly right. We were there for the people.
Right.
Trying to deal with the problems that happen because of the laws of God that's not being kept. That's an example.
Right.
That's an example. Play on.
Research Council with true bigoted hate groups like the KKK and the Nazi Party. Do you agree with your employer that the Family Research Council is equivalent to the KKK or the Nazi Party?
Senator Cruz,
Here
I
she go
would
again.
first respectfully state that although, yes, I have spent a big chunk of my career as a civil rights lawyer, early on in my career, I was actually a staff attorney with the 11th Circuit. So I started my career in my understanding of the legal profession from the position of being and representing the court to some extent and making
But being a staff attorney is not a judge. So could you answer the question, please?
Boom. There you go again. Can you stop with the BS and get to the in a multitude of words lacketh not sin. Even though they ain't dealing with Bible, but all that filler garbage is to make you forget what the original question is. Right. Your brothers know what I'm talking about because you get in an argument with your woman. And
That ain't what I asked you.
That ain't what you didn't heard all that breath. He said, "Well, by the way, my question was this."
Right.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Play on.
Not a judge. So could you answer the question, please?
Well, in terms of the...
Do you agree with your employer, the Family
He had to
Research
restate it
Council?
because he had to restate the question because people would forget. Go ahead.
So I started my career in my understanding of the legal profession from the position of being and representing the court to some extent and making
But being a staff attorney is not a judge. So could you answer the question, please?
Well, in terms of the...
Do you agree with your employer that the Family Research Council is comparable to the Ku Klux Klan or the Nazi Party?
Senator, as I shared with your colleagues earlier, I can't comment to that. I'm in the legal department.
Well, why can't you? I'm asking if you agree with them. You work for them. That's what they say. Their hateful rhetoric led to an attempted murder. Do you agree with them? You went to work for them knowing that their hate had led to this violence. Do you agree with that or not?
I went to work for the SPLC to help lead its voting rights practice group, and that is.
Do you agree with your employer?
Senator, again,
So you're going to refuse to answer that?
Wow. We done backed in the corner.
Damn.
Senator, again, I can't speak to work that I did not do.
You can say whether you agree with it or not, correct?
I cannot speak to work, Senator Cruz, that I did not do.
Do you agree with the statement the Family Research Council is equivalent to the Ku Klux Klan or the Nazi Party? Yes or no?
I cannot speak to a statement where I played no role in the research or the writing.
Why not?
Okay, let me interject. Let's change the words around. If he was asking her, do you equate IUIC with a hate group? This is the kind of answer she would give.
Yep.
This is the kind of answer she would give. What she should say, and what she said before, she said that I have to be, when she was dealing with the other senator, she said I have to be acquainted with the facts. In other words, I did not see the paperwork, so therefore I can't make a judgment. Well, who actually sat down with IUIC to see if we were a hate group? Who actually did that? But you didn't wait for no answers to that. You went and took a brush and painted IUIC as a hate group, and wicked niggas jumped in the basket with them. Right. So this is all hogwash, as somebody would say. Play on.
Because I did not, Senator Cruz, respectfully.
I didn't ask if you did it. You went to work for them. Do you agree with them? You're refusing to answer that. Let's move on.
Because I'm not going to get no answer out of it because you wicked and crooked as hell.
What is a white supremacist?
Damn, here you go.
Senator, my general understanding is that a white supremacist is someone who hates people simply based on the color of their skin.
Okay, your current employer has labeled 3 members of this committee, myself, Senator Hawley, and Senator Blackburn, as white supremacists. Do you agree with that characterization?
Senator, I have never referred...
I got a problem with if you're saying what is a white supremacist, and her answer is what? What was her answer again? I want to dig into this madness, what she's talking about, because a lot of times things just slip by them. When he asked her what is a white supremacist, listen to her answer.
Refusing to answer that. Let's move on. What is a white supremacist?
First of all, the label, when somebody label you a white supremacist or label you a black supremacist, that has a stigma attached to it. People are going to deal with you differently simply because of the label to play on. Watch this. I'm going to make my point.
What is a white supremacist?
Senator, my general understanding is that a white supremacist is someone who hates people simply based on the color of their skin.
Stop. Stop. If you say you believe in freedom of speech, if you say that you believe in freedom of expression and freedom of thought, you can hate whoever you want to hate. Yep. How in the world does that deserve you getting a label where a society will treat you different based on what you simply thought? Because she just answered the question. She said that somebody who ain't... Well, what is racism without power? You don't have the power to enforce a person not being able to get a loan, can't live here, can't do this, can't do that. Now you can attach to your thought, your freedom of thought. You can attach to your freedom of expression. You actually have actions that actually affect other people. She didn't even say that.
Nope.
So that means by the same bar, that's how they judge us. And mind you, we're reading the Bible. We're reading the Bible, but you say we're a hate group. What the hell does that mean when nobody is affected by anything that we bring out in terms of can they get their job, can they get that loan, can they get this, can they live there? Nothing is changing. We're just reading the Bible out loud. So there you go. Play on.
Your current employer has labeled 3 members of this committee, myself, Senator Hawley, and Senator Blackburn, as white supremacists. Do you agree with that characterization?
Senator, I have never referred to you or any member of this committee.
Has the Southern Poverty Law Center done so?
I'm not familiar with the exhaustive list of policymakers that might have been researched and profiled by another department within the organization that
How many members of the United States Senate do you believe are white supremacists?
Senator, again, sitting here before you, I would not call any single member of Congress.
But you're proud to work for an organization that does.
I'm proud to do voting rights work on behalf of an organization that provides pro bono.
So she don't believe that the organization does just what he said, which is in fact, that's exactly what they do. We're the living proof of that. Yep. Is that it on that?
Individuals, especially low-income individuals.
So let me ask you, how could anyone who is not on the radical left, how could someone who's pro-life, how could someone who's conservative, how can someone who's religious have any degree of confidence if they were to appear in a court with you as a judge? You've spent a lifetime working for groups that smear half this country as white supremacists and Klansmen. That is offensive. My dad came as an immigrant to this country from Cuba with nothing. That is hateful language. How could any litigant expect to get a fair shot if you were a judge, given your advocacy and history of extreme advocacy?
So pause it. Because her sitting as a judge, her thoughts against everything that he just mentioned wouldn't mean nothing, but in fact, she has power to make a decision that will affect people based on what's in her mind. So that's where racism really works, because there's power behind it. That's the point that he's bringing up. And going back to what I was saying earlier, he mentioned about somebody who's pro-life, meaning that once that egg is conceived by that sperm, that baby's supposed to come out. Yep. That woman that we was in the very beginning, she would find favor in that court. But somebody who's pro-life that says you can't kill that baby if it's a minute old, they would be silenced. Yep. That's what this man is bringing out. Back that clip up again when he said, if these people appear in your court. I'm just letting you know, when the Bible talks about wickedness in high places, this is some of the examples. Go ahead, play it.
To individuals, especially low-income individuals.
So let me ask you, how could anyone who is not on the radical left, how could someone who's pro-life, how could someone who's conservative, how can someone who's religious?
In other words, these are not quote-unquote white supremacists. These are just regular people. That's what he's saying. Back it up. I want to make... I know I keep talking, but let me just let it ride. Come on.
Income individuals.
So let me ask you, how could anyone who is not on the radical left, how could someone who's pro-life, how could someone who's conservative, how can someone who's religious have any degree of confidence if they were to appear in a court with you as a judge? You've spent a lifetime working for groups that smear half this country as white supremacists and Klansmen. That is offensive. My dad
or black supremacists, even though he's not saying it, because SPLC did just that. What the hell is a black supremacist? Supreme what? Right. Who? What laws can we change to say you are underneath the power of black supremacy? No such damn thing. Damn. Go ahead.
You know, to this country.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Bishop.
Country from Cuba with nothing. That is hateful language. How could any litigant expect to get a fair shot if you were a judge, given your advocacy and history of extreme advocacy?
Because, Senator Cruz, my father came to this country with nothing in his pocket as well.
But why don't you give that grace to others?
I do, Senator. That's what my religious freedom, my free speech work, my voting rights work, my criminal justice work, Senator Cruz.
Well, what about everybody else's free speech? What about their freedom of religion? You hear the hypocrisy? Go ahead.
Advocacy and history of extreme advocacy.
Because, Senator Cruz, my father came to this country with nothing in his pocket as well.
But why don't you give that grace to others?
I do, Senator. That's what my religious freedom, my free speech work, my voting rights work, my criminal justice work, Senator Cruz, all of that work that I've done represents my commitment to making sure that all people at least have equal access to justice and equal justice under law.
Really?
Thank you.
Dang. Hey, so y'all just heard how wicked this so-called organization is. But guess what? Israelites have joined these. Put up my next video. Because like I said, in 2019, we had an incident that happened here in IUIC in 2018. Negroes, Hispanics, and jumped out the window and said, you know what? With us attaching ourselves to SPLC, we could destroy IUIC because we could not maneuver IUIC the way we really wanted to. And because we could not get our way, now we're seeking to destroy it. So we're going to join with this SPLC to come as a whole. I mean, they had a whole scheme. I remember talking about it when it happened. I said this was a pretty elaborate scheme. They tried to involve the bishops and everybody. Tried to say everybody was wicked. Had me tied up in it. Tried to tell myself I was wicked and said something, whatever mess they tried to bring. But they were trying to get the whole mess. They were trying to get the whole thing and make us all look bad, thinking that they were going to win. Most High, look at them now. And you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. I ain't done with them yet. Got a lot of more. Play my next clip. It's like I said, in 2019, SPLC received an F rating for their utter failure in their quote-unquote quest to be objective, in their objective monitoring. They're supposed to be monitoring groups and blah, 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 which is full of BS because they are clearly biased in their objection. This is what we come to find out. They only object to what they deem as an opposing viewpoint of what they have to say. Same thing like PMRC. I remember the brother asked a question and he said, by what criteria do you say that the brothers that's making the records is bigoted? You know, and he explained it. I remember the interview. Chuck D asked him. Hey, Chuck D said, by what? I'm talking about Chuck D of Public Enemy. He asked the question and he said, how would you view me? I said, because by what criteria can they say I'm bigoted? He said, just because I have a different viewpoint from you? He said, well, what if I view the American flag different from what you view it? He said, for me, the American flag represents, you know, the red is for the blood that we shed in this land. He said the blue is all the blues that we've been singing for 400 years. He said that the stars was what we saw after our heads was beat in. And he said the white is for the obvious. He said, so, he said, if I come to explain it like that, now you get to see my point of view. Does that make me bigot? No. So basically that's the same thing going on here. I ain't ready for that video yet. They ain't what I'm talking about, brothers. That's for later on. I can't even get this one in here yet. Go to the videos that I sent you with the ones I marked. Just SPLC, that one. I want to get into that. Just close that out. Let's look at what you got on the screen. Bear with us, brothers and sisters. I know we didn't go to commercials. Like I said, I got a lot to bring out. I hope y'all don't mind. We'll get a couple of commercials in there later on. All right, that's the video I need right there. Now I want to introduce this here again. And you heard the senators make the point about 2019. SPLC had to pay all kinds of money, okay, because of their slanderous lawsuits. So guess what? What SPLC does, they actually try to infiltrate and go to different members and try to draw them out, to use them as an opponent against an organization that they were a part of, and get them to speak evil of them, and then turn around and put up they were former members and blah blah blah. And then that's supposed to make you think that they are a credible source of information. Enter Bezalel. This is what he did. Come on. Listen to this here. I want everybody to hear this. Back it up. Let's get it all.
I watched men who came in that were drug addicts, drug dealers, you know, and they actually changed. Seeing how the Bible could unify our people to where the barriers of, you know, blacks, Hispanics fighting each other, you know, just us as being at the bottom of society, you know, hating one another, we were now treating one another like family. Stop.
Brothers that came in that was on drugs, hating each other, fighting each other, selling drugs and all that. Before we get to the brothers marching, play his part again. What I'm showing you is that this is a systematic effort against God. That's what we're dealing with. Play it again.
I watched men who came in that were drug addicts, drug dealers, you know, and they actually changed.
Stop. You got people. We're supposed to be a hate group now. People that were on drugs, people that were murderers and this and that and the other, and they become cleaned up. Actually change. He's saying this. Mm-hmm. If that's the case, just think about, and he's saying this. Think about that. If you remove a drug, you got drug dealers in your city, and they reformed and cleaned up, how much of more of a benefit is that to the rest of the brothers and sisters that's out here in the streets? If you're taking people that are murderers and gang this and that and the other, and you're removing this and changing them into righteousness, that is a benefit to the whole community. Because now my son and daughter don't have to, there's a chance that my son and daughter won't get caught up in dope. There's a chance that my son and daughter won't get robbed or raped because they're being cleaned up by IUIC. He's saying this. Mm-hmm. Damn. Go ahead. This is amazing.
I watched men who came in that were drug addicts, drug dealers, you know, and they actually changed. Seeing how the Bible could unify our people to where the barriers of, blacks, Hispanics fighting each other, just us as being at the bottom of society, hating one another, we were now treating one another like family.
Stop. He said we were now treating each other like family. How in the world, because we definitely need to learn how to operate like family. We'll kill each other on us just to look at you. Looked at me wrong, nigga. That kind of stuff. Now we learn to be brothers. That means your jail's much less likely to be filled up. There's less likely for a reason to shoot this brother or to rape that person because you're cleaning all of that up with the Bible. How in the world can that be viewed as hate? And I remember Nashawn was here last week, and he said, because he mentioned this, that's what made me bring it up. He mentioned this, and he said he could not understand how could he just flip and later on and said, we're a hate group. And he said that on the set, and I told him right there on the set, I said, because he's been flipped. They went to him. They flipped him. That's what happened. Play on.
But IUIC has some controversial views.
This group's philosophy is
Hold it. But IUIC have some controversial views. I didn't want to let that slide. IUIC has some. What the hell is wrong with controversial views? What can you do with a controversial view? What action can you do with a controversial view? And you're organizing your people to change them from real evil. Our controversial views, you focusing on us. We're the group that's bringing the people off the dope.
Right.
Getting the brothers and sisters married as opposed to indiscriminate sex and frolic and fornication. We're cleaning all of that up. And that's controversy.
Yeah, that's controversial.
Even as you pointed out, Bishop, that goes into, like you say, reestablishing brothers, marrying their sisters, even going to the communities and physically cleaning them up.
Exactly. Literally, physically going in there and cleaning it up. But we're a hate group. Wow. Play on.
Hating one another, we were now treating one another like family.
But IUIC has some controversial views.
This group's philosophy is if you're not part of certain races, you will eventually be their slave.
Stop. Their philosophy. That's a viewpoint. That's freedom of thought. That's freedom of expression. You can think whatever you want to think. That's what they say. Hey, I'm a woman. I think I'm a woman. Here I am, my man self sitting up here. Beard and chest and all of that. I'm man as 100% man, but I said, but you better respect me as a woman. What is that? I guess that's not controversial.
That's not an identity.
That's not an identity extremist. That's the supreme. You went from one end to the absolute extreme other end. You went from male to female, and not one chromosome in your body changed. You talk about so damn extreme. This place got to burn, brother. I'll tell you, this place got to go.
That's extreme.
That's extreme as hell. But because we have some thoughts and reading it out of the Bible, they didn't want to show that. They said, no, that's your own thought. They said, no, we read it, call it chapter and verse and everything, and read it out the Bible.
Like always.
That's the reason why we do that. Go ahead.
Leaders say they are not a hate group because they claim they don't hurt anyone.
The other nations.
Hold it. Did we hurt anybody? So that's the reason why we say that. Because we claim. So they said we claim. So where's the proof that we hurt anybody? Let me put it this way. If you want to equate us with the Klan, we can show for 3, 4, 5 hours of incidents where Klan have literally murdered and shot up. Hell, just go to Buffalo. Shit. Just go to Buffalo.
Right. Recent.
Go to Buffalo. Just go there. Go to Charleston, South Carolina, that church where he stood up and blew those brothers and blew those people away.
Dylan Roof, right?
Dylan Roof. And then gave him a burger on top of it because all that work he did, he needed to eat. Damn. Go ahead, man.
To be our slaves in the kingdom.
So I will be your slave.
Yes. According to the Bible. All the other nations.
You notice that? Shout out to Officer Gabar of Las Vegas. He made the point, he said, according to the Bible, because he knew that they were going to chop that up.
Yeah.
I've seen this done. They did this way back with us way long time ago. There's to take we used to put our videos up and there's to turn the sound down Literally at the station.
He read it.
Right, he read it. But I'm saying I've seen how they do.
Right.
When the brothers, because they'll get us when we look and they say, look how angry they looking. But when they say read, the volume will go down and you'll never hear them read. I've seen them do this. Yeah. That's how they used to do it. So their whole objective is to, just like the scripture you read, is to paint a narrative that we're evil and we deserve to be killed. By labeling us with terror, with real terrorists, with real murderers, with real supremacists, not only in thought, but in action. Go ahead.
They don't hurt anyone.
The other nations are going to be our slaves in the kingdom.
So I will be your slave.
Yes, according to the Bible. All the other nations that came up against us, sold us into slavery, that are oppressing us, they're going to be slaves in the kingdom. And we're going to be the ruling people in the kingdom under Christ.
That's the Bible. Pause it.
Right.
That's the Bible.
Right.
Give me that. Isaiah 14. We went too long.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 1.
Let's see. Let's see if this is. Let's see if this hate speech is from our own mind. Let's see. Read.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
Jacob is not everybody. Jacob is the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
And will yet choose Israel.
And he will yet choose the Israelites. Come on.
And set them in their own land.
He's going to set the Israelites back up in their own land. That's where we're going. Read.
And the strangers.
Strangers are not Israelites. Strangers is all the other nations. Go ahead.
Shall be joined with them.
Shall be joined with us. Go ahead.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Everybody's going to be made to bend to the will of this Bible. That's what God means in the Lord's Prayer. Thy will be done. It said, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth. Because a rod of iron is going to make sure that the will of God get done. That's how they're going to cleave to this Bible. They either going to cleave to it or they're going to die. Who's saying this? God. There ain't no hate group here per se. Read.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
And the Israelites shall take the strangers and bring them to our place.
And the house of Israel shall possess them.
And the house of Israel shall possess all the nations. So what Officer Gabar went over was not a lie, woman. Was not a lie, SPLC or Bezalel or the rest of you devils. It had nothing to do with lies. And how in the hell do you get up there and say we're a hate group after and you know we're reading the Bible? Mm-hmm. Read.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
And the what?
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
That's what Officer Gabar brought out. 100% clear. So it ain't no philosophy. That's another thing too. There ain't no philosophy. That's the word of God. Read on.
And they shall take them captive.
And we, the Israelites, shall take the nations captive. Strangers, we're going to take the foreigners captives.
Whose captives they were.
We were their captives. They're going to become our captives. That's reap what you sow. What in the world you talk about justice? That's justice. That's why I said I never understood your meaning of justice in this land. That's justice there. Go ahead.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
And the Most High said that the Israelites are going to rule over their oppressors. How in the world our oppressors are oppressing us, but because we're saying don't oppress us, you're a hate group for saying you don't want me to oppress you. That's the sense that this mess makes. We are a hate group for saying don't oppress me. We are a hate group for saying don't murder me. Don't rape me. Don't rob me. Don't shoot me. We're a hate group for saying stop. Go ahead, Lord have mercy. Go ahead, read on.
And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow.
And it shall come to pass where the Lord shall give the Israelites rest from their sorrow. Why are we getting sorrow? Because our oppressors have made us into a sorrowful people. Because sorrow is experiencing torment, experiencing terrorism, because we are terrorized. Trauma. But you don't have the power to fix it. That's where sorrow comes in. Sorrow comes in when you are experiencing all kinds of hell and destruction and you don't have the power to change it. So you're just left in a sorrowful state. Read.
And from thy fear.
And from our fear. We are fearful in this land. You just heard all them victims, the families of victims up there in Buffalo, New York. The man said he's scared to let his children go outside. Yeah. I'm looking at the Central Park jog thing years ago where one of the brothers, I forget his name, was 5 of them, what they call the Central Park 5 now, because they were exonerated, because they lied on those brothers. And the brother is still traumatized to this day. He said that he don't even let his kids go outside. Mm-hmm. Because he's afraid that they're going to get mistaken identity and go through the same SH that he went through for nothing. Mm. So because we live under that kind of tyranny and we speak out against it, you call us a hate group, and we get these wicked people that used to be with us that's going to side with them against us. Go ahead.
And from thy fear and from the hard bondage.
So the Lord said he's going to take us from our sorrow and from our fear and from the what?
The hard bondage.
The hard bondage. Just letting you know who Israel is. We're the ones that suffered hard bondage of slavery right here in Babylon the Great. So because we are against that, we are a hate group. You people believe that, you deserve death. Is that it?
And from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve.
We were made to serve hard bondage right here. So that's what that Bible's talking about. So that's what Officer Gabar was reading. So why in the world are they going to talk about his philosophy and a hate group and all that foolishness? Go back to that video. I ain't done with it yet. So now they got us, which is beautiful. That's a beautiful. Show that clip right there. What you looking. As a matter of fact, don't even move it. Let the people see that. I want you to understand what you're seeing. All of those are men. How many of them you think were bad fathers? Were. Because at that same time, Captain Shim had the men say, some of us used to sell drugs. Mm-hmm. Not no more.
Right.
Some of us used to be in a gang. Not no more. Some of us used to eat the swine. No more, no more. Take care of our wives and our children too. Mm-hmm. That's what you see out there. How in the hell you gonna say that that's a hate group? Cleaning all the brothers up. You know how much work it take to clean up the black man? When there was such a damn conspiracy to destroy him. When there was such a conspiracy and an effort to kill them all. We have to fight against all of this effort to destroy us, to build these men up to what you see. You know how much work that takes? Damn.
And that's just the men.
That's just the men. We clean the women up and the kids.
Children.
Children, everybody.
Right.
That's right.
Thank the Lord for that. The hell with you. I'm glad the Lord gonna make sure that you get the proper payback, and he gonna redeem us from the hand of all you wicked blacks and Hispanics and you so-called white folks. He's gonna redeem us from the hand of all of you wicked all you wicked spirits.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Come on. Come back in that video.
Views have resulted in it being labeled as a black nationalist.
Let's back that up again. Hold it back. Let's get all that statement after that weasel spoke. Yeah, no, not him. That he ain't the weasel. I'm talking about no. Come back after him. This is my brother Gabar. I ain't talking about him. Right there. I want to start with when Officer Gabar of Las Vegas stopped speaking. That's what I want to pay. Shout out to my brother. Come on.
These views have resulted in it being labeled as a black nationalist hate group by the civil rights organization.
All praise to the Most High. You can still read it. IsraelUnite.org.
Block it off. We're going to put it back in there for you. IsraelUnite.org.
So, hey, what I want to say is that because of what Officer Gabar brought out, he said that these views have caused us to be labeled as a hate group. But he just read what we just read out the Bible. So what are they really saying? What are they really saying? They're saying that we hate that Bible. That's what they're really saying. And you better recognize that. They're saying that we hate that Bible. And if they can find any of us to flip, like I explained to the brother last week, to flip, to join the other side, against the Bible, the Most High got judgment lined up for that ass. I'm going to just tell you straight. And all the rest of you that's involved in it. Okay, you're going to go on a program and speak and say this. Go ahead. Play on.
and we're going to be the ruling people in the kingdom.
That's facts, what he just said.
These views have resulted in it being labelled as a black nationalist hate group by a civil rights organisation in the US.
The civil rights organization that she's talking about, what in the hell is civil rights about her? She looked like what they call the Grand Wizard, the Klan Grand Wizard. That's what she looked like to me. Okay? Some of us are a civil rights organization. Please. Lord have mercy. Back that up again. Back just to get that wind coming out of her mouth. Go ahead. These views. Go ahead.
They have the belief that Caucasians are literally, not figuratively, not like metaphorically, but they are literally the devil. So what white people have done, like with
she's saying
slavery,
that's what we believe. She's saying that's what we believe. Give me Thessalonians. She's saying that's what we believe. She said we don't think that they are spiritually the devil, because she's correct. No, you're not spiritually. You are spiritually the devil, but it goes a lot deeper than that. We're going to read Thessalonians 2 and 7.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work.
For the mystery of iniquity, in other words, who's the wicked? It is a mystery in terms of where the man of sin is. That's what this is talking about when you start with the 3rd and the 4th verse. It says that for the mystery that you're trying to figure out who's the devil, who is the wicked? What's happening here? This is the Apostle Paul speaking at the church, speaking at the Israelites that was in Thessalonica. Greeks. The Edomites, the Edomite areas. Read that again.
For the mystery
That's who was in power at that time. Rome. Come on.
For the mystery of iniquity doth already work.
For the mystery you trying to figure out who's the devil? Guess what? He's already in rulership. That's letting you know what time period this was written in. Read that again.
For the mystery of iniquity doth already work.
For the mystery of iniquity, the mystery of sin, who you're looking for, that man of sin, he's already in power. Go ahead.
Only he who now letteth.
Only God who now allow him to rule will allow to keep ruling. Go ahead.
Until he be taken.
Until who?
Until he be taken out of the way.
That he is a man. Until that man be taken out of the way. Read.
And then shall that wicked.
That's the most I'm telling you straight up, that this is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Read that again. So it ain't that we're just saying it. It's in the Bible. Read it again.
And then shall that wicked be revealed.
Then shall that wicked be revealed. Hey, do me a favor. Walk up to the camera. Show them that. Show them that. Take the headphones off. I want them to see how that wicked is spelled. See if you can focus in on that. Notice when you get to the W, look at that. Look at the word wicked. Notice that it's capitalized. You notice that? It's got it in big letters. It says, and then shall that wicked. You see that crystal clear. Wow. Then shall that wicked be revealed. There's no maybes in that at all. That's super clear. Then shall that wicked be revealed. Not that they're acting wicked. Not that they feel wicked today and not tomorrow. They are that wicked. You can't make a dog into a cat, just like you can't make a man into a woman. That wicked. You cannot make him a Christian. So that's for you, Heidi. Talking about that's how we feel. That's in the Bible. And that goes along. See, you got the scripture there too. Yeah. Malachi 1 and 4. The border of wickedness. You're the beginning of where you are the beginning of wickedness. All right, all praise to the Most High. Come on, put them headphones back on. Yeah, we ain't done yet. Gonna call us a hate group. Let's read some more in that. We ain't done yet.
Verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed.
And then shall that wicked be revealed. The so-called white man is going to prove out some more. Come on.
Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. What is the mouth of God? The Bible. That's what it's talking about. Mm-hmm. Whom the Lord shall consume, meaning he's going to destroy this whole system with the word of God. That ain't got nothing to do with the Israelites per se. That's the word of God that's going to bring this system down.
Right.
Because you can't get away from it. The Most High's words is going to influence thought. That's what the problem really is. It ain't got nothing to do with us being a hate group. They hate what this Bible can do. It can change a woman that used to be a whore into a housewife. Mm-hmm. It can do that. It can change a drug dealer to a respectable father and a leader. This Bible can do that. This Bible can change a homosexual into a father. A real father. It can change a lesbian to a real woman. That's what this Bible can do. The scripture speaks about it. It is the pure influence. You got that scripture? You know what I'm talking about? Deacon Nathan pulls it a lot of times, and I always like that scripture. It is a pure influence. Just put that in your thing. I want to read that because that's what they're really worried about. The pure influence. Look that up. I want to read that thing. I ain't done yet. We're going to roll a little bit.
It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we're going to roll a little bit past that. Okay. We're going to roll. I already spoke to the brothers. You got it?
Yes, sir. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 25.
We're gonna go a little longer, brothers and sisters. I try to do things decently in order. I did send a memo out earlier because I wanted to make sure that I get these good points in here. Y'all all right? I hope y'all all right with it. Go ahead. You got it?
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 25.
Read.
For she is the breath of the power of God.
She, meaning this wisdom, this Bible, is the breath of that's the mouth that we was reading about earlier. Read that again.
For she is the breath.
The breath comes from the mouth of God, the Bible. Go ahead.
Of the power of God.
Of the power of God. Read.
And a pure influence.
And this Bible is a pure influence to clean up our sisters, to clean up our brothers, to clean them up from being drug dealers and hating each other. You just heard the turncoat say that himself. It has the power to do that. Go ahead.
A pure influence.
The Bible is a pure influence. That's what Satan is against. He's the wicked that's against us, and he has capsulated the minds of a lot of our people to be against their own salvation. That's what's happening here. That's exactly what's going on. When you plucked off the weak that refused to get themselves right when they were here, and they became susceptible to the wiles of the devil. And the devil said, come on, I have need of thee. And took him and took them, men and women, and turned them into forces against God's truth. And they're going to pay for that. Read.
And a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty.
That's the Bible, coming out the Bible when the prophets read it. Let's go back to where we was at earlier. The pure influence is this Bible. I hope you brothers and sisters understand that. Come on.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed.
And then shall that wicked be revealed. Come on.
Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Whom the Lord shall destroy. He's going to destroy the sinful minds. That's what that's talking about there. Read that statement again.
And then shall that wicked be revealed.
Go ahead.
Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
That consume meaning that it's going to eat up and swallow up the lies. That's what that consuming means. The destruction ain't here yet because that's physical. But at this part, it's talking about consuming the lies. In other words, I'm going to tell you exactly what it means. Give me Corinthians where it says about bringing everything into captivity. That's what this is talking about. That's the consuming that it's talking about there. That's what it's talking about.
2 Corinthians, chapter
10, about 4 or 5.
My word says exalted against the word of God.
Yeah.
2 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 5.
Come on.
Casting down imaginations.
What's the 4th verse say?
2 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
So how you going to call us a hate group? We ain't using no weapons. Right. These are not carnal weapons. We're using the word of God, the spirit of God's mouth. That's what we're dealing with. Read.
But mighty through God.
But mighty through God, because it's the Bible is the pure influence, not our words. Read.
To the pulling down of strongholds.
That's the consumption there. To the pulling down of strong lies that's in your head. That's what it's talking about, to pull it down, because it's a pure influence. Read.
Casting down imaginations.
Casting down imaginations, evil thoughts. Go ahead.
And every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God.
Abortions is against the knowledge of God. We got to tear that down by the word of the God, by the word of the Most High. A woman wanting to be over a man is against the knowledge of God. A man talking about he wants to be a woman is against the knowledge of God. That's what this is talking about. What's doing this? The Bible. And we're going to speak it. Read.
And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ.
Bringing into captivity, captive underneath God's commandments. Bringing into captivity every thought Against what? What did it say? Against what? Every thought, read it.
And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ.
To the obedience, to obeying God's laws. That's what we did. That's how the so-called drug dealers got cleaned up. That's how the women got cleaned up. That's how the men got cleaned up, because they had to get subject to this here. Read that statement again.
And bringing into captivity.
Their thoughts had to be brought into captivity. Go ahead.
Every thought. To the obedience of Christ.
To every thought, to the obedience of that Bible. That's what Officer Gabar was bringing out. That's what the brothers that went out in Buffalo to deal with that madness up there, they're all bringing this word out here to try to clean our people up. That's what this is talking about. Go back to where we was at in Thessalonians. I ain't done with Heidi yet. She's going to talk that madness and going to get her Hispanic favorite to side with her.
Second
like
Thessalonians.
They had Negro favorites in England when they had us in captivity. Go ahead.
Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed.
Then shall the white man be revealed as the devil. So there you go, Heidi. Go ahead.
Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
How do you know that the white man is the devil? Because you're going to be consumed. Your lives are going to be consumed. You said that Christ was a white man. The Bible says, no, it ain't. The Christ is the black man. So your lives is being clean. Your lives is being destroyed. Your lives are being consumed. Here you got our little babies. Thank God for IUIC, man. IUIC watch and read. Can you imagine how much pure influence that just did to the kids? Right. I'm so happy to see our kids say they run to say, I want to see IUIC watch and read. And they're happy to see that. Just imagine if we did. And you wicked niggas that tried to destroy, you didn't even want the kids to have that. What are you going to teach them? Do you have a program to deal with them?
Right.
You niggas, did you have anything to deal with our brothers and sisters? We got all kind of stuff because we working with the Most High. You should have been here to help to move this truth, not to be against it. This is hard work. And all of us are supposed to get behind it to do something for our people according to this Bible. Read.
And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
So once the Most High saturate this planet Earth with his pure influence, meaning the Israelites are slated to wake up, once that happens, then he's going to destroy it with the brightness of his coming, meaning those missile warfare. That's what that's talking about there. So who's on the earth at the time when this is happening? You so-called white people. You're the ones that's going to get the judgment from God. You're the one that's going to receive the death from the Most High. That's what this is talking about. Okay, the brightness of God's coming is talking about those missiles and the chariots and everything else coming. That's in my lesson too. And you can't do a damn thing with them angels. Can't do nothing with them. Only thing you can do is look at them and view them with your cameras and then go sit and talk about it. But you can't do a damn thing about stopping them. Talking about some, you can take the picture, but you can't do nothing with it. Where was that? So that's it, right?
It's the end of verse 8.
Okay. Okay, that's enough on that. Let's go back to Heidi. So Heidi said that we say that the white man is the devil, and she's making it sound like it's our philosophy. That's what the Most High said. That's you. Go ahead. And there's plenty of scriptures that prove that. You're the wicked that's going to be found fighting God in the last days. That's what Revelation talks about. You're the great red dragon that's going to be fighting against Christ when he comes to redeem us from the hand of our enemies and all that hate us. You're the great red dragon. And after you destroyed, the angel said it's going to rejoice. And then we're going to say, now has come salvation. Give me that. Revelation 12:9. Revelation 12:9.
The book of Revelations, chapter 12,
Here's
verse
another
9.
one for you, Heidi.
And the great dragon was cast out.
The great dragon is talking about you so-called white people because you're not white. You're red. That's your color. God made you that way. That's why Esau is red. You know you're Esau. And that's the real reason why they're trying to stop this. But the worst, I don't have a problem with white folks hating this. I really don't. It's when they sucker us to be against our own salvation. That's the real tragedy. Go ahead.
And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan.
So it ain't us just saying that. God said that. You're the old serpent called the devil and Satan. Let's read on.
which deceiveth the whole world.
This is the proof that you're the devils. Who deceived the whole planet? I'm going to give you a perfect example to let you know that it's only him. What Bible can you open up that gives a full physical description of Jesus as a white man? Whatever translation you can find. And there's none of the translations that say that record in words a description of Jesus being a white man. None of them. All of them said that they had hair like wool. All of them, some of them used the word bronze. I've seen that in some of the translations. Feet was like burned bronze. I've seen that. Brown, burnt in a furnace, woolly hair. That's in the Bibles. But what do you say? You say that Jesus Christ looks like Charles Manson. Or what's another one they got? Michael Lando. That's from, no. What's another Edomite that look like these guys now? Huh?
Highway to Heaven.
Give me another one, Michael Bolton. Give me one of them. Give me some of them Edomites that they're gonna say that Jesus looked like that. Well, Mel Gibson. That's Mel Gibson. Use him.
We had that black woman talking about that white guy.
She seen Jesus.
Yeah, she seen Jesus.
There's
no Bible that describes Jesus as looking like that. Read that again. I'm gonna show you that these are the devils. Read the whole verse again.
And the great dragon was cast out. That old serpent.
He's going to be cast out of his rulership. That's what Isaiah 14 was talking about, that Officer Gabar was reading. Come on.
Called the devil.
God called you the devil. Go ahead.
And Satan.
And you're the adversary of God. That's what the word Satan means. Satan means adversary. You are the opposer of God. That's what Thessalonians was talking about earlier. We didn't read it, but it's in the chapter. Who opposed and exalted himself against all that is called God. That's you so-called white people. Who's saying this? The Bible. It says who? What? It says and Satan. Satan means adversary. You are the adversary of God. The man says that he wants to keep the laws of God. You pass laws to make it hard for him to do it. The man try to establish righteousness in his community, in his home. You pass laws against it, and you label the people that's trying to push the law on our people. You call them a hate group. That's an opposer. That's an opposer. That's you. Read.
Which deceiveth the whole world.
That's the proof that you're the devils. Nobody else, no other group of people have made the whole planet Earth believe that Christ was white with no Bible at all. No Bible. How in the world could that be? You got people sitting in the church. They all got Bibles. There's plenty of Bibles in there. All they got to do is turn to Revelation and read it. But then when they come out the church, we'll say, hey, brother, did you know Christ was a black man? They'll tell you color don't matter. But it's written in the Bible. That's a major deception. Who had the power to do that? Satan, the so-called white man. That's what we're proving. So, no, it's not just rhetoric. You deal with rhetoric. We don't deal with rhetoric. We deal with Bible. That's the deal. Okay? Read. Let's finish that up and go back to my video.
Which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth.
He was cast out into slavery, meaning out of rulership. That's what it's talking about. You ain't going to have your rulership no more. Go ahead.
And his angels were cast out with him.
Your Christianity, all your SP, everything else about you, including your Negroes, they all going down with you. That's what it's talking about. Read.
And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven.
So when you go down, Mr. White Man, when you go down, guess what's going to happen right after that?
Now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ.
Thy kingdom come. Read.
For the accuser of our brethren.
Who's the accuser? The white man. Who's the accuser? SPLC. And all the Negroes that's tied up with him. And all the wicked Hispanics that's tied up with him. You also fit in this. Read.
For the accuser of our brethren is cast down.
For the accuser of our brethren is cast down. Go ahead.
Which accused them before our God day and night.
Which called us a hate group when we had nothing to do with being a hate group. We were reading the word of God. Okay, let's go back to the video. All praise to the Most High.
In the U.S.
They have the belief that Caucasians are literally, not figuratively, not like metaphorically, but they are literally the devil. So what white people have done, like with slavery, for example, and other ways of oppressing black people.
Notice how she says this. This shows you the trickery of these people. She says, they're calling us the devil because of years of slavery. She makes it sound like she just gave us a spanking. She says years, you know what years of slavery will do? But get them statements. You can't let these people get away with nothing. Back it up just a little bit and listen to what she says about us calling them the devils. And she said
something casual.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like slavery is not
like it's nothing.
It's
and we're so stupid. Right. A lot of us will side with this, including the turncoats that sided with her.
Right. Mm-hmm. And we still suffering from it.
We're still suffering from it to this day. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
The Caucasians are literally, not figuratively, not like metaphorically, but they are literally the devil. So what white people have done, like with slavery, for example.
Stop. And with slavery, for an example. See, you just gloss over that.
Yeah, this
you know what slavery has done? Slavery has made us hate our own selves. Mm-hmm. Made us hate our own women. Made us hate our own sons and daughters. Made us hate our own black men. Made us hate our own selves and love those who hate us. Mm-hmm. That's what slavery has done. Slavery has totally destroyed every shred of dignity and respect and self-respect. Destroyed all of that. So you just cannot say that in a nonchalant spirit.
Basically, what she's saying is, let us do to y'all what we want to do to y'all.
Right, exactly.
Don't be quiet. Don't say nothing.
Right. Start up all that noise. That's basically what she's saying.
You remember LeBron said the same thing.
Yeah.
He told him, shut up and dribble.
Damn. Shut up and dribble. So that's basically what he's saying.
So how can she be our suppressor, our savior, and oppressor too?
Damn. Play on.
Other ways of oppressing black people.
Other ways of oppressing black people. I don't want to let this whole get away with nothing.
Yeah.
Other ways of oppressing black people. So we don't have the right to call you the devil. Let's say the Bible ain't even in the picture. By that mere treatment, we should be calling you the devil even without the Bible because of your slavery that you did to us and your multiple ways of oppression. The sheep that's being oppressed by the wolf, he's not going to call the sheep a friend. He's not going to call the wolf a friend. He's going to be telling the other sheep, stay away from the wolf.
She said, no, you can't do that.
You can't do that. Don't tell the other sheep that I'm the enemy. Let the sheep come on in so I can eat them all up.
Yeah, that's it.
Damn. These people, bro, God got to have a time expiration on them because there ain't nowhere in the world this can continue into eternity. No way. This kind of craziness, this kind of diabolicalness cannot go. But so this got to have a parameter of God's allowance to live.
This ain't living here.
This can't. He said this is too much. I can't have this to go too far. This is crazy. Damn. Go ahead, man. Play on.
Metaphorically, but they are literally the devil. So what white people have done, like with slavery, for example, and other ways of oppressing black people, are because they're the devil, right? It's because white people have this, horrific. It's like white people are genetically driven to destroy black people.
Are you kidding me? Wait. She said it's like they are. It's like we're saying that, but they didn't really do that. Oh, Lordy Jesus Christ, I can't help it. This is not like they didn't do it. This is like the man with the gun. He done shot your family up and says, "Why are you looking at me like that? What's wrong with you?
Stop looking at me.
Stop looking at me. You got blood all over him."
Yeah. You know I'm a natural born killer.
He said, no, he said, no, I'm Jesus. Wow. He got blood all over him. And you're looking at him like, damn, you just killed him. No, you got it wrong. That's the diabolicalness of these people. Damn. Go ahead, man. Woo. Ric Flair moment.
In comparison to the Israelite community itself, yes, they're a hate group.
Whoa. Oh. Damn. Hold. Damn. That's when he got flipped. That's when the brother was saying, how in the world? He couldn't understand it. He was really baffled. Officer Nishan, he could not believe it. He said, how could yeah, you already backed it up. Listen to that. After all of what he just said, that's when they said the fix is in. The switch flip. That's when they hit the switch. Hit it.
People are genetically driven to destroy black people.
In comparison to the Israelite community itself, yes, they're a hate group.
Stop. In comparison to the Israelite community, what is he talking about? You got other Israelite camps out here. How in the hell are we a hate group compared? And I ain't going to call any of them a hate group. I'm not going to do any of that. But I'm saying, how are you going to pick us and say we're a hate group after you've said that people have been redeemed from all kinds of social injustices and ills and played with mental issues of self-hatred and all of that, and they learn to be brothers, and then you turn around and say we're a hate group. So and compare us. Even I don't know any Israelite groups that advocate those kinds of things. But if they did, we certainly don't. That's why we say that we ain't affiliated with anyone else. I can only speak for IUIC. I pray that ain't the case for other groups, but I can speak for IUIC. We don't get down like that. And everybody knows that, including him. He knows that. For him to say that, that's when I told the brother last week the fix is in. That's what I said. He was trying to say, how did he do that? I said, what do you mean how he do that? They flipped the switch. They flipped him. That's how they did it.
Check over.
Yeah. They flipped him. They slid that. Take that. That's what they did. Play on.
Because the Israelite, to be an Israelite and to be part of a community of believing Israelites, you don't learn to hate people.
Damn.
You're supposed to have.
They told him to say that. They told him to say. They said we need you to say the word hate group. You just can't say all the good stuff. We didn't bring you here for you to say all of that stuff. We need you to say that they are a hate group. And we want to put that you were a former member, blah, 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 because we need that credibility to demonize this body.
Now take two.
Now take two.
Right.
So you messed up. You didn't say it the first time. Said do it again.
This is a paid advertisement.
They said, no, that don't look convincing enough. That don't look convincing enough. Do it again.
Oh, man.
Go ahead. Damn. Play on.
Understanding than to just hate people.
IUIC dismisses Bezalel Ben Israel as a disgruntled ex-member. It says it doesn't recognise the Southern Poverty Law Centre as a reputable organisation.
Neither, hold it. Not only we don't recognize them, but the white man in the court don't recognize them either.
Right.
What was that group called? Watch what? What was it called?
Watch Charity Watch.
Charity Watch. They don't agree with it either.
Gave him an F.
Gave him an F. Wow. So it said regarding the Southern Poverty Law Center, we do not, and yes, I can say it boldly, we do not acknowledge them as a reputable organization, and we are not a hate group, and at no point do we teach against the laws of the land or authorities. We say that every time we come on any broadcast, we tell that to the whole world. So how in the world, and yes, IUIC statement to the BBC, because this is what we told them. So how in the world can a member that so-called used to be with us that get up there and say we're a hate group? That's letting you know that your people will sell out for any damn thing. That's a damn shame. That's really a shame. That's really a shame. And I don't have no hatred for the brother either. That's really a shame. I'm gonna leave it there. Let's go back to I want to show some other things because the woman said controversial issues. But I'm gonna jump to something. I'm gonna start to end this. I want to jump to something. Give me the book of give me Psalms 2. Let's read that. Jump down to Psalms 2. Because what you just saw on the screen, brothers and sisters, that was real hatred. What you just saw, that was real hatred for his own people. And that's a shame. That's really a shame. That's really a shame.
Psalms chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord.
So the rulers come together against the Bible, against the Israelites that's teaching this word. Go ahead.
And against his anointed.
Go ahead.
Saying, let us break their bands asunder.
Let us break their Bible. Let us destroy their Bible. The bands together, that's hip talk. The bands is talking about our chords, our music. This is what holds us together. Read that statement again.
Let us break their bands asunder.
Let us break that Bible of unity. That's what you heard him say that. He said that we were dealing with each other like family, but now you want to get rid of the thing that united us. Let us break their bands asunder. Now what we're reading here is about what the nations are doing, like when you read in Psalms 83. The Psalms, it said the nations have come together and said, let us cut them off from being a nation that the name of Israel may be no more in their remembrance. So that's the actual nations. But read that third verse again.
Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us.
And cast away our music, cast away their Bible. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to literally get rid of our Bible. Because they want us to become niggers again. They want us to be drug dealers and hoodlums and rapists and unfit mothers and fathers. That's what they really want. They don't like the fact that you clean yourselves up, brothers and sisters. They hate that. And your turncoat people that used to be on your side have walked over the fence and have joined the enemy to destroy you. Every one of them that did that, you're on that side of evil. All of you. You're on that side of evil, and there's a payment coming for you. I ain't done with you yet. You believe me, there's more coming up. Got a lot of more. Give me the book of Acts. Because what we're talking about here, Acts chapter 4. We were reading about the nations. Why do the heathen rage? And the heathen is talking about the nations, right? But now you're thinking that this is only coming from the nations. Guess what? Our people, we're going to read about Bezalel, Uzziah, all of them groups that left. And there's a whole slew of them. Judah, all of them. They're all involved in this, coming against this truth here. Read.
Acts chapter 4, verse 25. Who by the mouth of thy servant David has said, why did the heathen rage?
So read it again. Who by the
mouth of thy servant David hath said, why did the heathen rage?
That's what we was reading in book of Psalms, chapter 2. Why did the heathen rage? Go ahead.
And the people imagine vain things.
And the nations imagine a vain thing. A vain thing like they're going to stop this truth. Go ahead.
The kings of the earth stood up.
That's what we read. The kings of the earth stood up.
And the rulers were gathered together against the Lord.
So the rulers have gathered themselves like Heidi, SPLC, ADL. All of them groups are against this Bible. Against the Lord. Talking about some extremist views. You got to be kidding me. They're controversial views. Controversy means against truth. That's what the word actually breaks down to. Contra means against. Versi means true. I think it's Latin. Mm-hmm. Verse, like verse. Huh? Verse. That's
verifiable.
Truth. Verifiable. That's truth. Contra means against truth. So you're saying you have a controversy with us is because you're against this truth. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
The kings of the earth stood up. And the rulers were gathered together against the Lord.
They were against the Lord, calling it controversial. Go ahead.
And against his Christ.
And against Jesus Christ. You said that Christ is a white man. You are against the scriptures. Go ahead.
For of a truth against thy holy child Jesus, whom thou hast anointed, both Herod and Pontius Pilate.
So it's naming Edomites. It's naming the nations, Herod and Pontius Pilate. Listen.
With the Gentiles.
With the nations. Go ahead.
And the people of Israel.
Do you see that? Turncoats. And the people of Israel. Turncoats have joined the enemies against Christ.
Were gathered together.
They were gathered together against Christ and against his Bible. So what you just saw on the screen, don't be surprised at that. Because that's what we read. We're reading that in the Bible. That's the last verse there. That's all. Read on.
Verse 28. For to do whatsoever thy hand and thy counsel determined before to be done.
They want to make it a law to not be able to teach this Bible. That's the reason why they're stacking the courts up. That's the reason why they're putting those what they call the leftists. Whether they left or right, both hands slap us. It don't matter if they're left. Talk about some of your leftist views. Yeah, their left hand gonna slap us and the right hand gonna slap us. It don't matter. It's all against us. Okay? But it says, read that again.
For to do whatsoever thy hand and thy counsel determined before to be done.
They determined to destroy this truth. That's what their whole mission is. Including that girl talking about something, it's my choice to kill babies all the way up. She knew that when the woman was asking her, they said, well, what about after the baby is born? She knew that it was supposed to stop then, but she said, but I need to be in line with the agenda to destroy this truth. That's why I said she's stupid in a way, but she knows she's wickedly smart. That's why she was answering that way. Okay, because they know that if she changes her mind, that gives the Bible a little bit more credence. But she said, no, I got to condemn it all the way. And that's the reason why our people are going to die a horrible death. They're going to get it. They're going to get it. Read on.
Verse 29. And now, Lord, behold their threatenings, and grant unto thy servants that with all boldness they may have that with all boldness they may speak thy word.
With all boldness, we're going to speak the word of the Most High. Okay, what verse is that?
Verse 29.
Read.
Verse 30. By stretching forth thine hand to heal, and that signs and wonders may be done by the name of thy holy child Jesus.
So that's the reason why we're teaching this Bible. We're going to do this because we want the blessings of the Most High. Now, I'm going to show one more little thing, and then we're going to end for the night. Give me the book of, we're going to just deal with a little bit about judgment. I'm going to go over this further next 2 weeks. Next 2 weeks. I won't, Lord willing, I got to be in another place next week, so I won't be teaching this subject next week unless the Lord has something else in store. Give me the book of Zechariah chapter 5. Get ready for that's the video right there, brothers. We're gonna end it with this here to let you know that the Most High sees everything. Let's read that thing. Zechariah chapter 5 verse 1. Now we're going to talk a little bit about judgment, okay? And judgment, when we looked up the word judgment meant the ability to make considered decisions or come to sensible conclusions. That's one definition of judgment. The other definition of judgment is a misfortune or calamity viewed as a divine punishment. And that's exactly where we're at now. God is going to bring forth this judgment because it is about bringing calamity and misfortune to those who did wickedly on this earth as divine punishment. That's the judgment that's coming down now. Zechariah chapter 5 verse 1. Let's read.
Zechariah chapter 5 verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll.
Go ahead. We're going to find out what this is. This is a saucer, what they call a chariot of the Most High. Read.
And he said unto me, what seest thou?
What seest thou, Zechariah?
Come on. I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits.
So it's giving you the size of it. Read.
Then said he unto me.
Come on.
This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
This flying roll is a curse that's going over the whole earth. Watch this now. Come on.
For every one that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it.
So what was written on one side of it was the words, for everyone that stealeth shall be cut off according to what was written on one side of the flying roll. Those words was written. So everyone that stealeth shall be cut off. It's talking about a major thief. And he's talking about some Negro that stole a loaf of bread. It's talking about a major thief. Let me tell you exactly what it's talking about. Give me Deuteronomy 27:17. This is the thief that it's talking about.
Deuteronomy chapter 27.
This is what it means.
Chapter 27 verse 17.
Yeah.
Cursed be he that removeth his neighbor's landmark.
This is the curse that goeth over the whole earth. This is the curse that goeth over the whole earth. Everyone that stealeth shall be cut off according to this side, according to it, meaning that's what's written on it. Okay, read that again.
Cursed be he that removeth his neighbor's landmark.
Cursed be he that removeth his neighbor's landmark. You remove the landmark of the Native American Indians and you put them on reservations and say, we are taking all of this now and we're going to set up a church. We're going to set up an SPLC center. Can you believe the hypocrisy? We're going to set up an SPLC, Southern Poverty Law building, talking about judging other people who've been robbed because they don't want to get robbed anymore. You call them a hate group. Damn! Boy, that's some diabolicalness right there. Here the North American Indians said, get off my land. They said, no, you are a hate group. You are an extremist. Damn. Go ahead, man. Wow. Cursed be he that removeth his neighbor's landmark. Read.
And all the people shall say, amen.
And all the Israelites agreed that his judgment is cursed if you steal another man's land. That's what that judgment is. Go back to Zechariah.
Zechariah chapter 5, verse 3. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For every one that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it.
So what was written on it, everyone that stealeth, that major thief, you gonna get it. Read.
And every one that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it.
And they swear they're Christians and Jews. Meanwhile, the people of God is oppressed. You heard Heidi say it her damn self. Said that we put them in slavery and we oppress them. And because we don't like being oppressed, because we don't like slavery, we are a hate group. because we don't like being oppressed. We don't like having our children butchered. We don't like having our fathers dragged behind pickup trucks till they become nothing but hamburger. We don't like that. But because you're screaming about it, you are a hate group. That's the same thing they did in Hispaniola when they hung our brothers up. And they were screaming they were screaming because the fire was burning them up. And the so-called white man that was in the top bunk said, I can't get any sleep. And he says, cut out that noise. So the executioner had the ram bundles in their mouths so they couldn't scream. But did he still stoke the fire to make it burn even longer? That's the kind of diabolicalness that these people are. He did not want his joy to be cut short because the general couldn't sleep. He said, well, I know what to do. I'll stop them from screaming, but I'm enjoying this. So I'm going to make the fire last twice as long because I want to see them squirm. I want to see them scream. I want to see them cry for agony. If that ain't a devil, I don't know what is. Go ahead.
That's all in verse 3.
Read verse 4.
Verse 4. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts.
I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts. Come on.
And it shall enter into the house of the thief.
It shall enter into the house of the thief, where it says, cursed be he that removeth his neighbor's landmark. So they're seeing it. They're seeing it now. We're going to prove that. They're seeing it. Go ahead.
And into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name.
They swear that they're Christians. They swear that they're Jews. They swear that they are God-fearing people. In God we trust. I could not understand that when I went to court. They asked me, I'm talking about when I was served, they wanted me to serve on jury duty. And I said, I can't do this. I said, I don't understand your meaning of justice. I just can't do it. They said, why do you feel that way? And I said, because I see you God and God and we trust on the wall back there. And I said, I don't understand your meaning of justice because we're standing on stolen property. They called me up front. They said, nigga talking too loud in front of him. Get him up front. We got to talk to him. So they asked me about why I thought that way. And then I told them, I said, well, your meaning, I'm going to tell you what I said. When I got up there, they had me in chambers. They surrounded me and they were talking to me and they said, why do you think like this? And I said, because here you have a man that might have stole a loaf of bread because he has no job, he has no nothing. He's on the fritz and hunger. But because he doesn't have money to get a proper lawyer, he can't fight a case. But meanwhile, a real criminal that got all kinds of money, he can come and basically buy justice. And I said, I do not feel comfortable in being a part of such. I can't, in clear conscience, I can't do that. And they actually let me go. They excused me. And I walked out, and the other people that was trying to find an excuse to get off they were mad. They said, well, what the hell did he say to get out of this thing? And I'm trying to get out of it too. I said, no, you're going to serve. So, but that's the deal with that. All right, I'm going to leave that alone. You know. Go to Ezekiel.
Did you want the rest of verse 4?
Yeah. Oh, I thought I didn't. Oh, I thought I read it all. No, I'm glad. Come on, read it all. I need it all.
And verse 4, I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name.
He's going to bring it in America so you can understand. That's the reason why you're seeing them. You hear about them now. Read.
And it shall remain in the midst of his house.
And it shall remain there. They can't get rid of them. They're trying to figure it out. It shall remain there. Come on.
And shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof.
And they shall consume it with missile warfare, because them chariots, they're going to bring fire. That's why Isaiah 66 says what it says. And the Lord shall come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind. That's why it says it like that. Okay? Now give me the book of Ezekiel. Now they're trying to get rid of it, you know. The book of Ezekiel. 1 and 4.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north.
That's what Isaiah 66, we didn't read it. We're going to read it next time I get up here. And so a whirlwind came out of the north, still talking about the same thing that we was reading about in Zechariah, that's going to come and consume this place with the fire and brimstone. Read.
A great cloud and a fire enfolding itself.
Come on.
And a brightness was about it.
That's what we was reading in Thessalonians. And he shall come with the brightness of his coming. He shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. That's what it said in Thessalonians. He said he's going to consume it with the word of the Most High's word. In Thessalonians, he said he goes consume him with the word of his mouth, and he will destroy with the brightness of his coming. That's what we're reading about here. The brightness. Read that again.
And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself.
Go ahead.
And a brightness was about it.
Could you imagine a fire enfolding itself? Man, that would have scared anybody to death. You see something like that there. Come on. You only see nothing. I'm going to end this with a bang. Read.
And out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber.
Amber is brown. As the color of amber. That's brown. As the color of amber. Go ahead.
Out of the midst of the fire.
So out of the midst of the fire, jump down and give me the 7th verse.
Verse 7. And their feet were straight feet.
Go ahead.
And the sole of their feet was
what verse were you just reading there?
I just read 4.
Okay, read 5.
Verse 5. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures.
Out of these chariots came the likeness of 4 living creatures. Read.
And this was their appearance.
And this was their appearance. How can I leave this out? And this was their appearance. Listen.
They had the likeness of a man.
They had the likeness of what?
A man.
They had the likeness of a man. Let's find out what these men look like. Keep reading.
And every one had 4 faces.
Damn. Bishop Nathaniel had did some drawings. I remember. I hope he bring them back. With the angels had 4 faces on them. He drew that. Like I said, Bishop's an artist. Well, he told you that a couple of weeks ago. But he has artwork that shows what we're reading here. Read.
And every one had 4 wings, and their feet were straight feet.
Mm-hmm.
And the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot.
Damn. Could you imagine these things? And they had different faces on them. Read.
And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
So these were black men. It said they had the appearance of a man, and they sparkled like the color of burnt brass. Black men. So guess what, white man? You are in serious trouble. You are in serious trouble. Black men. You see the verse where it said that they had the appearance of a man? You see that? Now you got the color of them. You just read it. So there you go. There's a color scripture for you. You all right? You good to go?
Yes, sir.
Now, give me my video. Let's see what they up there complaining about. Listen to this here. Start it off. Get my video. Get the time. I want y'all to listen. No, there was more I needed. No. We can play it. We can play it. Because I'm going to let the scripture, I'm going to end it with the scripture after this. Come on.
Let me share with you the first video that we have here today, which shows an observation in real time.
So what we're looking at, this is a video of everything revealed at the congressional UFO hearing in 10 minutes. That's what you're looking at. So now they're trying to identify what's going on out there. Go ahead.
There it was. That's, in many cases, that's all that a report may include. And in many other cases, we have far less than this. As we detailed in both the unclassified and classified versions of the preliminary assessment released by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence last June, this often limited amount of high-quality data and reporting hampers our ability to draw firm conclusions about the nature or intent of UAP. As detailed in the Houthi and
UAP. He mentioned it. Look up UAP. Because people might not know what he meant by that. UAP. Unidentified aerial phenomenon. That's what it means. Meaning that they can't explain it. Okay. Did we find it? What does it mean? Acronym. So they didn't tell me.
That one.
Which one? You found it?
The one that's on the mouse.
Yes. What is UAP? Can you read it?
UAP. UAP is an abbreviation of unidentified aerial phenomenon or phenomena, a term that refers to things observed in the sky that cannot be identified as aircraft or other known phenomena.
This is in other words, the angels are tearing their butt up playing with them.
UAP is often used in the same way as the more popular term UFO, which stands for unidentified flying object.
So all they know is that it flies. That's it. They can't do a damn thing with them. And we're going to read that in the Bible. I'm not done yet. I'm almost done. So that's it on that. Let's go back to the video, because the video is beautiful. Go back to the video. And the reason why this is good to know, brothers and sisters, because the Most High built this man up to be so vicious and bad. So he's going to have to take him out. And the Most High is going to show you that he's got the power the whole time. You can't do nothing with Esau, but the Most High going to do something with him, and that's the reason why he's dealing with him like this here. Now, this right here wouldn't mean anything, the video, but if I can back it up in the scriptures, now we talking about something. Y'all all right? Yes, sir. Hit it. Let's play on.
If and when individual UAP incidents are resolved, they likely fall into one of 5 potential explanatory categories: airborne clutter, natural atmospheric phenomena, U.S. government or U.S. industry developmental programs, foreign adversary systems, or a other bin that allows for a holding bin of difficult cases and for the possibility of surprise.
Now pause it. He says when these things happen, we put them in one of 5 categories, as if they could codify the angels. As if they can, like they got some kind of intelligence, like they can really explain what's happening. And a lot of our people will get tricked by this kind of talk. They be like, well, don't worry about it, because he's going to figure it out. He's got categories. He's going to break it down. He's going to figure out which groups do this, which groups do that. And you'll listen to that rhetoric, and you'll actually think he got a hold on what's going on out there. Play on. Watch this.
Potential scientific discovery. Let me show you a couple of another video and image taken years apart in different areas. In this video, U.S. Navy personnel recorded what appears to be triangles, some flashing, recorded several years ago, off the coast of the United States. This was recorded while the U.S. Navy
into the house of a thief, so you can understand. So it shall enter into the house of a thief. Go ahead.
Observed a number of small unmanned aerial systems in the area. And importantly, the video was taken through night vision goggles with a single lens reflex camera.
You can take the picture, but
these
you can't
remain
make it.
unresolved for several years.
Unresolved for several years. So they're looking at that. Keep playing. Keep playing. We getting ready. We getting to our part. So they're looking at it.
Of those 144, 18 of them reportedly appear to exhibit unusual flight characteristics.
Stop. I want you to pay attention to what this man says. Back up. This is what I wanted to get to. Listen to him. Listen to what he's saying. He's part of this whole committee.
Of those 144, 18 of them reportedly appear to exhibit unusual flight characteristics.
Unusual flight characteristics. Can you explain what an unusual flight characteristics is? Meaning that it defies physics. It's doing things that we don't have the mental capacity to even understand. That's what these things are doing. You ain't heard nothing yet. Keep playing.
Appear to demonstrate advanced technology.
They appear to exhibit what? What did it say?
Advanced technology.
Advanced technology. There was a film that came out in the 60s. They did a reenactment of it, meaning it's called Alternative 3, where they interviewed an astronaut. And the astronaut, they were saying that what you said when you was on those Apollo flights and you was out there, they tried to make it seem like it was science fiction. But in England, where it aired at, it was not a fictional program. That man William Cooper put that in his book. He said that it was not a fictional program. It was the report was called Science Report. That was not a fictional program. So they use actors to portray real astronauts. In reality, the astronauts really said these things, but they use actors to reenact it. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So the astronaut said, they asked him, they said, well, what did you see when you went out there? He said, was men from Earth? Did English men from Earth? And he looked at him, the astronaut looked at him, and he said, do you think that those guys with this technology, you think that they need all that crap that they have down there in Florida to get 2 men up there on a bicycle? He basically called the whole NASA program a bicycle. That's what you call advanced technology. He said he saw stuff out there that he couldn't talk about. Alternative 3, watch that clip, okay, if you can handle it. Now, let's go back to this. So it correlates with this here, with what he's saying. unexplained phenomenon in their flights. Play it.
Usual flight characteristics appear to demonstrate advanced technology, and some of them appeared to remain stationary in winds aloft, move against the wind, maneuver abruptly, or move at considerable speed without discernible means of propulsion.
Stop! Did you hear that? He said, back that up again, because this last few words is what I wanted to zero in on. But listen to what he said before that. Back it up again. I'm going to break it down, because I think that went over a lot of people's heads. A lot of people probably didn't catch the last couple of words, but I'm going to break it down tonight. Play it again.
Reportedly appear to exhibit unusual flight characteristics.
Stop. Unusual flight characteristics, meaning beyond what we understand in terms of aircraft, how they fly. Up, down, sideways, whatever. Go ahead.
Appear to demonstrate advanced technology.
Advanced technology. Go ahead.
And some of them appeared to remain stationary in winds aloft, move against the wind.
Stop. Some of them are stationary, then whoop, whoop, whoop. They just disappear. Go ahead.
Maneuver abruptly.
They maneuver abruptly. Abruptly meaning that they move and weight has no bearing on it. So you can, let me give you the equivalent in your mind to what these things can do. One of those chariots can come fly inside this room through a pinhole in the wall and land on this table, and it'll be about the size of this thing in front of me. Then it can go outside and become big as the earth in a matter of a split second. What in the hell could you do with a power like that? It can come in here and land on this table like a bottle, boop, and then within a fraction of a second can go outside and become as big as the earth. That's the kind of power that these things have. You don't have anything that can. You can't put that in a damn bottle. You can't do nothing with that. Play on. Play on. And we're going to read that. I'm going to prove my statement. Watch. Play on.
Aloft, move against the wind, maneuver abruptly, or move at considerable speed without discernible means of propulsion.
Without discernible means of propulsion. That's the part I wanted to get to. Without discernible, what does discern mean?
You can't see it or tell it or
right. You can't figure it out. So it says what? It says without discernible means of what? Propulsion. Propel. And propulsion means to propel. In other words, we cannot figure out how this thing just went from this to doing 1 billion miles a minute without any discernible means of propulsion. In other words, we don't see fire coming out of the back. We don't see any wind, any jet power. That's what it means. What propelled it to move like that? We don't have any kind of intelligence that explains what makes this thing move. That's what that means. All this gibberish, people will miss that, but they're baffled like hell.
That's why he called a whole NASA program a bicycle.
Because he saw it. He said the mess that y'all talk about in Cape Canaveral is bull. He said these guys got technology that make that whole thing look like garbage. That's what's coming to save us, brothers and sisters. That's the reason why I say when the Lord come back, we ain't got nothing to worry about. There ain't nothing gonna stand. The Lord is coming back with 200 million of them. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. All praises to the Most High. So give me Ezekiel. Now we're gonna read about what this man just said, and then we're gonna close it up. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Give me Ezekiel 1. Let me get the scripture. 1 and 1 and I know it's further down. I want to make sure I get it. About the wheels. What's the verse with the wheels? Is it 9?
16.
Yeah, read that. Let me hear it.
Verse 16, Ezekiel chapter 1. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl, and they four
go ahead
had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
They've reported seeing those kinds of chariots, a wheel within a wheel. Let me look at that in the scripture. I have my notes here. Keep reading. We're gonna get to the parts that I want. Read.
Verse 17. When they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went.
Hold it. So that's the four faces. So the face, they move like this here. That's why it says that they don't turn. They got four faces. So the lion is facing you. The bear is facing that way. So they just move like this. That's the undiscernible means of propulsion. That's some scary stuff. Them astronauts was seeing that, coming back half crazy. They said, well, you can't talk. They won't let them talk. They put them down. They say, you can't talk.
Had to give them a bottle of strong drink.
They had
to drink themselves.
They said, we got to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
They have to debrief them. I'm telling you, this is what they did. They have to debrief them and say, what the hell did you see out there? And he started telling them, shut up. They had to stop him. Go ahead, read.
As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them four.
Could just imagine? Look at the sight of that thing. They had eyes all around them. And the angels are seeing that. When them astronauts go up there, they see that. And they come back half crazy. Wow. Go ahead.
And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them.
What? When the living creatures, remember, they looked like black men. And when they did what?
And when the living creatures went, the
what
wheels.
Verse are you in?
Verse 19.
Read.
And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them.
Go ahead.
And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up.
The wheels were lifted up because they were traveling. Those angels traveled in those ships. Read.
Whithersoever the spirit was to
That's
go.
the part that I wanted to get to right there. What verse is that? I need to mark this.
20.
This is it. This is what I'm looking for. Read that again.
Whithersoever the spirit was to go.
I'm getting ready to show you the speed, this phenomenal speed that he said without any discernible means of propulsion. We about to read it now. Read it again.
Whithersoever the spirit was to go.
Whithersoever the spirit was to go. I'm gonna break it down so you can understand how fast these angels move. Go ahead.
Whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went.
They went. Let me give you in a human's mind to get some understanding of what we just read here. If you've ever traveled outside of the country, let's say you went to France, you went to Belgium, you went to Africa, you went to Bangladesh, wherever you went, Sierra Leone, wherever you went, you have a visual of what the place was like, right? And you can see it in your mind. Then, within a split second, you can picture yourself in America. That's how fast they travel. You can be thinking that you're sitting here at this table, and then you can be thinking that you are in China. Within a split second, as quick as your mind can think it, you're there. What kind of technology they have that can mess with that? That's what we're reading. Read it again.
Whithersoever the spirit was to go.
Wherever your spirit, your mind went.
They went.
The chariots went. The chariots went.
Already there.
They already there. You talking about something? We can take the picture. We can put the category. You can't do a damn thing with them angels. Nothing. But die when they come back to kick your ass. Read. That's all you're going to do.
Whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went. Thither was their spirit to go.
Damn. Go ahead.
And the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheel.
They were in the wheels. So the wheels are the chariots. That's what they're looking at. They're looking at the wheels. They're looking at the chariots that these spirits are driving. So when they say, I want to be in France, boop. Then if I want to be in New York, boop, they're in New York. That quick. You can't explain how they got there. They're discernible without discernible means of propulsion. Can you explain that? No. No. These brothers is coming back to kick that white man's ass. They're coming back to kick everybody's ass to save Israel. That's what they're coming to do. Psalms 91. Let me end it with that. This is what we're talking about. Psalms 91.
Psalms chapter 91.
Coming back to kick Esau's ass. That's why 2 Ezra 6, 7, and 9 says what it says. For Jacob is the begin. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. Esau is going to be on the scene as Esau is going to be on the scene of great future judgments. That's recorded in their dictionaries. She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who is not given any promise of mercy from God. So they know that they're Esau, because they know that when thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth. Who is the opposer that's going to be fighting against Christ and the angels? The so-called white man. That's the reason why he has a space program. That's the reason why he has weapons and all that, because his objective is to fight against the Savior that coming to save the nation of Israel. And every turncoat that turned against the nation of Israel, you got a horrible death coming. You have a serious horrible death, because you're going to be fighting against God, and you're going to pay. You're going to pay divinely pay. A hell of a day coming for you. Marshall used to say, he said, I can actually say I feel sorry for you. Where we at?
Psalms chapter 91, verse 5. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day.
No, for the arrow that flieth by day is the nuclear bombs. That's coming. Read.
Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness.
Now they got, what's this new thing? That's monkeypox and all that. We ain't worried about none of that. We ain't worried about it. I ain't going to say brothers ain't going to get sick. I ain't saying none of that at all. Because like I always say, you might get me. But when I come back, by the Spirit of the Lord, I come back to hang your ass. Okay? Read on.
Nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday.
Nor for the destruction from them bombs that make this place hotter than an oven. Like the book of Malachi said, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble, burn up. Read.
1,000 shall fall at thy side.
1,000 of our enemies shall fall at thy side. Go ahead.
And 10,000 at thy right hand.
And 10,000 more people going to fall at your right side. Go ahead.
But it shall not.
The destruction
shall not come nigh thee.
Why? Because the chariot's going to be taking us up. But it should, the same chariots that we're reading about, they coming to take us out of here while the bombs is coming to destroy our enemies and redeem us from the hand of all that hate us, like the book of Luke says. Read.
Only with thine eyes.
Only with our eyes
shalt thou behold.
Shall we behold and look at you.
And see the reward of the wicked.
And see the reward of all that was against Jerusalem. Like Zechariah says. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all of the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Because it ain't just talking about the nations. It's talking about those that was joined with Pontius Pilate, meaning America. That was joined with the white man. That was joined with SPLC. That was joined in any effort to stop this truth. You're going to die with your enemies. Go ahead.
Verse 9.
That was it?
You want verse 11 and 12.
Yeah. All right. Come on.
Verse 11. For he shall give his angels charge over thee.
No. Read straight through.
Yes, sir. Verse 9. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation.
That's what we did. We trusted in this Bible. Come on.
There shall no evil befall thee.
There shall no evil befall us, meaning the Most High going to save our souls, because we gonna hold on to this gospel. Read.
Neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling.
And it means just that. The Most High going to be with us. Read on.
For he shall give his angels charge over thee.
These same angels that we're reading about, the Most High got them around us. Go ahead.
To keep thee in all thy ways.
Damn, this is beautiful, ain't it? Go ahead.
They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone.
Come on.
Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder. And the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet.
This is when the Most High going to allow us to go through and gather our enemies and bring them into slavery. That's what Isaiah 14 was talking about. Okay, so Most High said, only with our eyes shall we behold and see the reward of the wicked. So this is a beautiful thing, brothers and sisters. So with that, I think we're going to stop there, right? I think we did enough. So I wanted to cover, decadence and hatred, and I think by the grace of the Lord, I think we accomplished that tonight.
Look at his eyes.
Huh?
Yeah, I was looking at that.
See
What's
going
on?
Huh?
Scheffer.
Yeah. Look at my eyes. Show that on the screen.
He was reading it. Now he saw it. Yeah. Get ready, buddy.
Lord have
We ain't
mercy.
got much time. That's what he got.
Yes,
That's
sir.
it.
Yes, sir. All praise to the Lord. Brothers and sisters, we say shalom and happy Sabbath to you. We got the slides. We want to bring it in.
Go ahead.
Come on.
Don't neglect to give alms. For those who would like to give alms, fill out an envelope and place it in the alms box. To give alms online, donate to IUIC Concord via PayPal at iuic.concord.nc@israelunite.org. Donate to the Booster Club via PayPal at iuic.fundraising@israelunite.org.
All praise to the Most High. Any other announcements? That's it? Pretty much. Okay. Also, brothers and sisters, the IUIC TV, the Bible, the Book of Our Fathers, we're on IUIC TV, so make sure that you tune into that. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel at Bible, Book of Our Fathers. That's on YouTube, right? My voice is gone already. This used to happen to me when I used to scream at camp, so... but that's the deal, brothers and sisters. We say shalom to you, happy Sabbath, and want to give a shout out to my technical crew. You had something like him?
Oh, no, sir. No, sir.
Y'all never got the slide together, so I can read off the names. Or y'all want to say? Y'all want to say it on the mic? Is that it? Huh? You got to fix the names. Okay. Well, I just want to give a shout out to my crew, all of the brothers and the sisters. We got sisters that support this truth. I wanted to say to all of the nation of Israel, we thank you for your support. We thank you for your love and your prayers and your blessings, and we want to continue to do the proper service for our people because we desperately need it. And we ask you for your prayers, and we'll continue to pray for the body as well. Okay. With that, I'm Bishop Yalsop for IUIC. For Bible Book of Our Fathers, and we say shalom. Come on.
Shalom, Israel.
Happy Sabbath, Israel.
Shalom, Israel. Happy
Shalom,
Sabbath.
Israel. Most High Christ bless.
Most High Christ bless.
Okay. All praise to the Most High. Deacon Abiel, or who's ever going to be dealing with Fix Your Face, they'll be on in about 20 minutes. My apologies to my brothers. I just had to get it out. The brothers that would have been on Hammer Time. So I just felt like I had a lot in me, and I just kind of wanted to get it out. So I pray that you brothers are understanding of that. And we say shalom to you and thank you. Thank you all. Shalom, Israel.